nobody would have even known that until somebody went over there being messy. Because I didn't think anybody wanted to be in you. So, like, you're paying for this attention. You probably pay for that too. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, all y'all keep coming in trying to stir up problems that we don't really need. Like, they don't talk about Ty and Bree every single day. They talk about other people too. And I be in the live. I love going to their lives. Like, it's not even just about him. It's
Well,
just
we like
here consistently every single morning. Every morning.
We have
Every
fun over
morning.
here. We have a lot of fun. We laugh, we joke, and we just have fun.
Thank you.
This
I
is
love you too.
this is like my favorite live to watch, and it helps my
Right?
work
It's
day.
positive over here.
Yeah.
Even though they talk about him, shoot, it's bringing awareness.
Oh, Brooke. Hey, Brooke.
Come in the
Brooke,
box.
can everybody mute? Everybody mute. Brooke,
Okay.
can you come up in a box and I can explain to you what I said? And I talked about it for about all of 5 seconds. And you wanted to make it seem like it was like 30 minutes that I talked about it?
Why are you guys doing this?
Doing what?
You
Covering
guys
Bree?
literally, you can bring awareness all you want, but you brought up my son's unalived dad.
Okay, Brooke, let me explain what I said. We were talking about you and how you give him money. Do you know that he's doxed people with cancer, doxed handicapped kids? Do you know that part? Do you know that he had an account that he doxed everybody? We brought up you giving him money, and I said, you know, I think Brooke gives him a lot of money. I said, and I mentioned, yes, one of her kids' dad is unalived, and she may or may not, I do not know for 100% certainty or not, get a check, and maybe that's where her money's coming from. And that was it. That was all I spoke of. Half of these people in here didn't even hear it. So whoever told you I was speaking on your unalived son's father, I was not. I brought him up for about 5-10 seconds, and that was it. It was not a topic of conversation. They twist words over there. Ask Ty about the account he made in Ray Sanchez's name, where he doxed 6 of us in here. 2 women. 1 woman is battling breast cancer, doxed 6 of her grandchildren, doxed a handicapped child. Ask him about that.
I think that there's a lot of mixed stuff because, okay, like Shelly in the comments saying that my vet boyfriend is proud. Like, why do you guys say stuff like that?
Hold on. Wait. I didn't hear you. I'm gonna turn the comments off. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. First off, like, there's a lot. Okay. I have helped Ty and Bree. I don't know about the stuff that you guys know about. I don't spend a lot of time digging. I do help moderate because Ty and Bree have been nothing but nice to me. I've never had any issues in there, but like, I guess if you want to have like a one-on-one conversation, not live on TikTok, I'm totally willing to do that. But
can I just say something quick, Brooke? Hi, how are you?
Absolutely.
Good morning. It's not just that you help moderate. I mean, I moderate for 52 people. I've been doing this a long time. It's that you push. What he's doing is wrong. He's been on here since November. He's gotten almost $10,000. He thinks it's peanuts. He has said this out of his own mouth because it's only $80 a day. But it's not just $80 a day. There's people that we see comments in the chat that say, I only have $5 in my Cash App, but you can have it. And he'll say, well, anything helps. I could never take someone's last $5. I don't think an honest, productive person in this world could do that. But you also push people to give. That's the biggest issue, I would say, as far as the enabling comes in. It's okay to be a moderator for scammers. We have been doing this for a very long time. We have talked to many moderators we're not evil people. We're not disrespectful. There's people that come in here every day and say they have given. We don't attack them. We're just not that kind of people. What he's portraying us to be is not the case. Now, I'm not saying that there's not awareness creators out there that are attacking them, but we don't body shame. We don't bully. We do. They are the morning topic in this live, but there's plenty. There's many, many other scammers that we talk about. Casco's live usually twice a day. At nighttime, they barely come up. We're not focused
There's a
on them.
really bad
We don't do
echo,
this every day. We don't do this for money. We're not
Yes.
banking off them. I mean, you can.
Ryan?
I will gladly give you my
Ryan.
4 coins.
Hold on, Ryan. Right, hold on for 1
Ryan.
second. Cass, could you mute because your box is the one lighting up when all the
I think
echoing's coming through.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to listen. It's just, it was echoing really bad and I was having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying. Oh God, I hope I can remember everything. It was good too.
No, like
I'm just saying we're not. There is awareness people out there that do attack them, and we understand that, and we're not all affiliated. We don't agree with how everyone runs their platform, but over here we really try not to. Like be hurtful and hateful, because that's not the type of awareness we want to bring. We just want them to be better for themselves. Like I was just saying, it's really freeing to be able to get up and go to work and be productive and get paid for it and know that that's how you're making a way through life. It's very, it's freeing, you know what I mean? To get on here and do this every single day and take money from a lot of people that don't have it. Not saying that there's not people out there that do, but a lot of the people that are on this app are on here because they see it as an outlet or it's entertaining, and then they come across them and they see them as this couple that's hurting, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 able-bodied 25 young, well, I don't know how exactly old Bree is, but in that age range, and they're doing nothing but sitting there and begging for free money. And I understand he has a disability, but there's a lot of us that do, and there's jobs that he can easily do and feel better about himself. There's jobs he can do that he likes, that he will find,
You know he took money from a homeless person the other day.
Yep. And he has worked in the past. He's taken money from, I'm not going to name who it is in his chat, but he's taken money from the homeless person that's in his chat at least twice with no
And
care in the world.
then the other day, he's going to go in there on one of his burner accounts and make a racist comment and then blame it on us. He's the one that made that. We know it's his account. And he's going to say we're racist.
right. And he's scamming, because when he's outside making these videos that, they've been put out of their room, there's no stuff. Ty is showing as he is. He would be showing their suitcases. He would be
Well,
showing
that,
anything they had in that room. He would be showing Bree sitting on top of the suitcases to make people feel even more bad to donate.
don't be giving them ideas, Ryan Ray.
I'm sorry, but they're
don't
not.
help
He's
with that.
lying for money. He's lying for money. He's not being honest. He's not getting on here saying, I'm trying. I'm trying to find work. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. Or I'm going to go to school. Or I'm going to pursue my music and try to see if, he could be on here battling. He could be playing his music and people get gifted for stuff like that, which equals money.
Exactly.
It's not okay, and it's wrong. We don't go after people that come on here once, twice, every once in a while who need help, because we've all been there. We understand. I've lived paycheck to paycheck pretty much a larger part of my life, but there's no reason for them to be on here every single day when they could easily. 2 people, they could easily be living a better life and not have to deal with the hateful comments and not have to deal with people, talking about them. It's a mental mind fuck.
He gets his check. He could use that to help pay for. Not
Right,
one
he
time
doesn't
he
even
ever
do
got on
that.
and said, "Oh, I paid our room up. Here's where I paid our room up with my check." Like he does nothing to help himself. And we ask him,
No.
"What are you doing to
Brooke,
better your life to help yourself?" And he's like, "I get on here and ask for help. That's what I do." Like, no, sir.
Right.
Like,
And Brooke, I can tell you, I live in Section 8. I live in Section 8 housing as we speak. I have for 4 years. When you're number 2 on the list, there's a lot of paperwork you receive from them. A lot. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. There would be something he would be able to show Black out his name, whatever address it's getting sent to. I'm sure he's able to use his mom's. There's a lot of paperwork they need before this process begins. It's just a lot of it's a lot of lies, unfortunately, and him using the excuse that Bree can't work because she doesn't have an ID. In Wisconsin, you can get a free ID, but now that people have said that, his excuse is, well, she doesn't have a social security card and doesn't remember her number, her social security number. So how did they even apply for housing? How did she go to school?
Right. And he gets over $1,000 a month. And the only reason why I know that is on his Facebook back in 2023. He said, we get $9.97 a month. Can anyone help us find an apartment? Or, can I stay with somebody, like looking for a place to live? I get $9.97 a month. That was back in 2023. So he gets over $1,000 with the price or the cost of living
And
increase.
then he comes on and says he got his benefit. We got his benefits taken away. I'm sorry, but you don't lose your benefits that fast. That ain't how it works. There's investigation, there's paperwork. They send you letters saying that your Social Security is getting taken away. He's full of it. He lies a lot,
Right.
and he says, "Oh, if it ain't the truth, if we don't say it, it ain't the truth." Well, that's not true because Ty lies a lot. Like the other day, he was all bundled up saying his fingers were freezing when he went outside begging for the money. It was 50 degrees that day.
And I hope you don't think we're not attacked. I don't want to say the word attack. We're just trying to give you information. I mean, there's so much information I have that I can send you, that I can give you, email you. I mean, there's proof. Like, he's waiting for this truth. It's all over my page. We get things from what he says, from what his mother said. Things. It's all in his own words.
Yeah,
Like,
we're only using his words against him.
yeah.
Really,
His own
he really stuck his foot in his mouth the other day when he went at people who do have cancer, like he did months ago when he went at people who have been SA'd by saying that, so we chose homelessness just like people choose cancer and being SA'd. That's not okay.
Yeah, and then
That's when his
people-
money really started slowing down.
Yeah, and then he's going to say, "Oh, when people said, better your life or something like that," and then he's like, "Tell people with cancer to better their lives." I mean,
Right.
and then he's going to deny saying that stuff, even though we have the recordings of him saying it.
Yeah, somebody said stop playing victim, which he has his whole life. If you look on his Facebook, and when he always plays that victim role, and somebody said stop playing victim, he said stop telling cancer patients to play victim. Excuse me, what?
And he
What?
definitely does have DV charges. It's public record.
Yeah,
He did
it's
also
sad.
definitely talk about vets the other day, and I heard you speak of your significant other being in the service, and thank him.
Yeah.
Thank you, and him for that, because I know you being his. I don't know if you're engaged or married. I apologize, but thank you for sticking by him, because I know it's not easy for you either. But
My son's
that's a commendable. That's a commendable job. That I can't even imagine what someone in our military goes through. Like, it breaks my heart that we even have to do stuff like war and protect our own people.
I have Xmod and a big donator in the waiting to get in a box.
Oh, okay.
I'll drop.
Okay.
Well, hold on one second. And Brooke, I'm sorry. I hope you're listening. And like I said, we're not attacking or anything.
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening. I just, when I got the message that somebody was talking about my son's dad, like, it's very blatant on my profile that he did unalive himself. But I wanted to.
And we're very sorry for that, and we're sorry that
Yeah.
you had to go through that, and especially your child. We really do. Like,
Yeah, my daughter's dad. My daughter's dad died. I would never allow that in my room ever.
Well, and that's why I bopped over here right away,
I mean,
because regardless of anything going on, that shouldn't be brought up, because I
like,
was with him for
seriously.
10 years, and I do I don't want anyone to speak ill of him. He was an amazing man, and
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
We would
and we never
absolutely
would.
No.
never would do that. Like
but I
we
also
know the burden that your child has to carry forever with that. Like
Well, we would never. And honestly, Brooke, we don't say bad things about you.
well,
You
I
know,
just want to
we don't
clarify
call you
something.
names. We
I
don't, we
want to
don't.
clarify something that
Okay.
because of my son's dad not working consistently throughout his life, he passed at a very young age. There is no income from that. I work day in and day out, and I work hard for my money. I am a dang
And you
good
know
mom.
what? We shouldn't even said what we said. It's none of our business what you
well,
do.
I
So
mean,
I do apologize for that.
I
So
tried to shut it down as fast as I could.
yeah, and
Oh,
and like
bitch.
I said, if I offended you in any, I am sorry.
But you don't
I
know unless you ask, then that's why I came over here, and I didn't come over here with any ill intent, like, at all.
no,
I wanted
absolutely
to come
not.
over and talk and be kind, like,
And
normal human beings, and just
So,
let
I
you know.
appreciate that.
yeah.
No,
And
I
Brooke, you
just,
being a hardworking single mom, because I'm sure it's not like you jumped from one. I can't imagine what you had to go through after that happened. I can't. I have never had to experience that, so I won't even pretend like I know what you went through at all. But you being a hardworking mom, can you understand why? I mean, I'm on disability. Unfortunately, I can't work right now. I do have two grandchildren that I take care of, but in my spare time, I try to be on here to help good people not get taken advantage of. And you being a hardworking mom, working probably 40 plus hours a week, can you just a little bit understand why we don't want those kind of people to be taken advantage of? It's a lot of single moms giving. It's a lot of elderly giving. It's even
well,
people on disability giving. Homeless people are giving to them because they're portraying such a facade. And it's
can
not
I
all
answer?
true. We're not saying they're lying about everything, but they're saying things to manipulate people to give. And unfortunately, there's days where you really help that happen.
right.
If
And
we
as somebody without a lot of information, I mean, it's hard to see somebody struggling. Like, when I don't know. It's just I have too big of a heart, and to see somebody struggle breaks my
That's what
heart.
they prey
Well,
on.
that's the
That's
thing.
what they
That's the
prey
thing
on.
with us, though. If we see somebody struggling, we try to give them a hand up. We'll go out of our way and help them find resources and do anything we can if we know they're genuinely struggling. But Ty and Bree aren't genuinely struggling. They're taking advantage of the situation because they're two able-bodied people who can perfectly capable of getting a job, and they refuse to do anything to better. Like, how hard is it to go get an ID if you lost an ID?
Yeah,
Like,
she didn't even stay in
I
school.
mean,
She
it's
could
the
have she
bare
could have
minimum.
easily gotten, stayed in school and had a career after. I'm sorry, Samuel.
It's the bare minimum. Like the bare minimum of adulting is going to get an ID to even be able to sign up for resources. I mean,
Right.
they're not doing anything except sitting in that hotel room day after day, month after month, willing to do for themselves.
Well, I'm
And
in Minnesota, and I just had to go and get my ID like last week because it was overdue, and I didn't have to. And I'm not saying anything bad on Bree. I don't know anything about different states, but I didn't have to show proof of anything. I
that's
just
what
had
I
to say
thought.
that I needed an ID, and they unfortunately took my picture.
You don't
And
have to have proof
That's
of that.
exactly what it is. When you go in,
Guys,
I brought it up the
Same
other
thing with
day.
a driver's license as well.
hey guys,
I,
one of his ex mods wants a box and she's on private, so Cass has to let her up.
Can I say something and I'll be the one to drop? I'll be the one to
Yeah.
drop. So, Miss Brooke, I'm gonna call you that. So, why is it that you didn't really know much information about them? Why did you want to become a mod for them if you did not really know them and you already seen what the comment sections was looking like?
to be honest, the comment section was not as bad as it is now. Things were not like this when I had first started modding for them. But
How long have you been a mod?
not long, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't been long.
Not
It
long at
hasn't.
all.
But for all of us that are in the box and people that are viewing, we all know they've been doing this for months now in the comment section because they've been through different mods. There's mods that used to mod for them. They're over here now. They've shared their stories because of the manipulation that they went through with them. And like how you just said, like how, how I put this, they say one thing, but it's a different story. Like currently, okay, we know that Ty worked back in 2023. Bree was in school. Why did you give up school? That would have been something that would have gave y'all an income, gave y'all something, gave you something with something behind your name. Why would you want to give up something that you're passionate about?
I
Why
didn't
would you
even know
stop
that she
going?
was going until you guys just said something.
Right.
Exactly. There's no excuse why he's not working. Let's say, yeah, he does have a disability. That disability ain't keeping you from playing that game and playing that music. It's not keeping you
Absolutely.
from sitting over here throwing these little fits, walking around in the parking lot so you can get the money to be outside in the cold. Where's Bree
That's
when
like
you're doing that? I'm
he
currently pregnant. I'm about to have a baby next week. And guess what? I still get up. I go get my kids together, drop my son off at school, drop my daughter off at daycare, and I take my ass to work and work a 9 to 5. Mind you, I'm about to have a baby next week. And I still go to work. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Oh, I
his
He's an
understand. I
able
worked until I was
body.
39
You're
weeks
a
pregnant.
mom. You're a mom yourself. And you even said how you work and you provide for your children. You're going to do everything you can to make sure that your children are taken care of. Everything possible. So
that's like
why
his
is it okay that he doesn't have to work because he has a disability check that's doing it? Because he hasn't shown anybody no document that's saying that he cannot work. He got a mouth to talk about everything, but where's the proof? He's telling everybody else to show proof. He can't even sit in the box for 5 minutes and shut up so anybody can show proof or tell him anything because he doesn't want the truth out. Every
he
last one of us that are right now in this
Hello?
box right now
Oh,
are
yay.
blocked from him. None of
Okay.
us can go over there and say anything to him.
All right.
None
Let's.
of
I made
us.
it in a box.
Hey, Jess Ellis. I'm sorry about that.
It's
It's a
totally
bunch
okay.
of
I really
lies.
haven't had the courage or wanted to show face because of the embarrassment, the
And
secondhand
Miss
embarrassment that
Brooke,
I've received
I'm
from
sorry,
modding for
but Miss
them,
Brooke,
all the
why
hate
would
that
you
I've
make the
received
comment? Right,
after
I'm
Miss
trying to
Miss
hear
after
you,
messaging
Renee.
with
I
them
Miss
for
can't hear
some
you.
Guys,
time.
guys, guys.
hold
Too many
on,
people talking. Too many
I
people
Miss
found
talking.
out that they're liars. They really are liars. Take some time, Brooke. Message them a little while. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be as loose-lipped as they were with me. I gave them so many resources in their box, and then they want to come back with some message saying, "Well, anytime you want to come and chat and be my friend," you know what I mean? Being all sweet in my message box again after I'm sitting here watching all of the evidence being provided. And him keep saying, "Where's the truth? Where's the truth?" Well, half of the mods he already told the truth to. He told himself that he gets his SSI. He just wanted to see if people would stop reporting him and all this stuff. I don't agree with this, with the way they are anymore. Like, if they don't want to try to get the resources, or if they are getting the resources, lying about it, keeping their hand in everyone's pocket except for helping themselves. I've even had thought that they do work for like part of the day. That's why they disappear for 4 hours. I was like, man, I wonder if they just clean rooms, you know? And then they still got their hand in everyone's pocket. But I know for a fact that it came out of his mouth, and I will provide that screenshot if I have to. He said he still does get his SSI.
Sorry, my dog's being an ass.
he talks about how he appreciates everyone and oh my god, I love you guys. And why every day when he gets his money he's gone, you don't see him again till the next beg. If he really cared about his people and the people that support him,
I had to start my
why
truck.
why does he leave every day as soon as he gets the money and you don't see him again till the next day?
Of course.
Okay, so and please don't interrupt me because I'm just telling you what
Okay.
my understanding is. It may not be factual, it may not be, whatever. And you guys, please, you don't have to gift me. Like I'm just trying to speak my truth right now. All I know, and this is just my experience, is that Ty's benefits were taken away. And, you know, I heard the guy above me say that they weren't, but I'm just going to tell you what I know.
Sure, of course.
So
What he told you, of course.
what I know is that Ty's benefits were cut off, so they don't receive food stamps or SSI or disability or any of that. And then I thought that Bree was in school full time for, I think it was cosmetology or something. And then like the gifts that they were receiving, besides like CA and Vimo and those things, I assumed that's how they were eating. And I would assume a hotel or motel would have continental breakfast or something. I don't know. But like, to be honest, and Miss Sugar Baby, sorry if I mispronounced that. Okay, there it is, Sugar Baby. I don't know, like, I don't have an answer as to why I mod. I just, in the mornings, I have too much time on my hands. I'm either scrolling TikTok or reading books because I love to read before I have to do the mom thing, the job thing, all of that. So in my perspective, I was just helping out because I saw all of this hate and all of this stuff come in, and I had no understanding of it. Like, I didn't understand where it was coming from, because typically when I'm like quote unquote modding, I'm like, this morning I was moving a bookshelf, like I got a new bed, I had to like move stuff in my room, and then I would come back, so I would miss a lot. So I'm only getting bits and pieces of the story or of the live stream or of the comments, and I'm missing, like, somebody said he spoke about vets, or somebody, you know, whatever, etc. I haven't heard, or somebody said brought up cancer. My biological mom passed away from breast cancer. So like, I've had a lot of unalived people in my life, and if I had heard something like that, I definitely, you know, would have taken a different route. But I haven't experienced it. I don't have that firsthand knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just hearing it from other people. So it's really hard.
Right.
Can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Just put his name in the search bar, and all our people's videos will pop up, and just watch.
Go on Reddit too. He's on Reddit. There's a whole page for Brian Ty on Reddit as well, and there's factual information on there as well. What they're speaking about is not a lie. It's on Reddit.
Yeah,
too.
that's
It's on
you
Reddit.
mentioned.
Brooke, I just want to tell you something quick about disability. So I've been on it for 4 years. I fought for a long time for it, but I've officially been on it for 4 years. Now, I received paperwork, excuse me, back in August that I was supposed to fill out. It's like a redetermination they do every couple years. And I misplaced it and totally blah, blah, blah. Please fill out and return. I filled it out. I faxed it back. That was in November. I just got another set of paperwork claiming that they never received that one either. So I don't know if when I called, because there's a lot of scamming with Social Security, if you don't hurry up and do this, nothing. They just sent me a third set of paperwork. So I know that they didn't receive the fax. But he's been on it for 20 years. There's no way that they just decide one day that you're done.
I'll be back.
And he's going to
Okay,
come on here,
Gonzalez,
and
thank
he's
you.
going to come on here, and he's going to rant for 5 minutes about losing his Social Security. Like, why wouldn't you show the paperwork or the proof or anything? Like, we're asking him, okay, Ty, your benefits got cut off. Show us the proof.
Right.
Show us something.
And I know
Anything. He don't show proof about anything. He says, "Oh, I always show the proof." No,
And he
Ty,
doesn't have to show proof, but you better believe his lives would be all about him
Yeah.
losing his Social Security. It would be political. It would be the government. It would be Trump. It would be all. And I'm not saying this because we don't do political talk here, but I'm just saying he would 100% be harping on it.
Yeah, he would be rant.
And I
ranting and raving about it. And
He would
then,
be dedicated to trying to get as much money as possible, like he's dedicated to be out in the middle of the parking lot for extra money. Because if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I wasn't in live yesterday, day before, for I was in and out of about they called the hotel. Am I right?
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
And he's actually only supposed to be paying $60. He's even paying $80. Am I
right.
right or am I wrong?
You're right.
And so he's
we
a day ahead every time he's been paying it.
and
Yes.
we totally didn't. We spoke to the lady who called the hotel. We told her we don't condone that activity. We don't go real life like that. But you know what? We can't control everybody. That's not what we do over here. I mean,
But that's
but
deception. You're making
she was
people.
speaking truths, and she
He's
is the
lying.
reason he had to switch hotels yesterday.
Right. And I know you mentioned the other day about somebody requesting you and tagging you in videos. That was me. I was tagging you in my videos to show you what he has said out of his own mouth, what he has done, proof of, different things that he's done and said, and proof that I have.
And
Um,
YouTube also has their lives on there. You can go back weeks, months of their lives on there for their lives that they've been doing. And you can see the inconsistencies from his stories that he
Yeah,
likes to sit
yeah.
up
I
and
mean,
tell.
that's like the hotel room used to be $60 a day, and then somebody in the comments said, "Oh, what they don't have surge weekend prices," and then the very next weekend he rose the price up.
70 something dollars. Now
it's
we're
true.
up to 80 something dollars.
And
Next we're
Um,
gonna be at 100 something dollars.
and
just just
okay.
stop already. I saw the things that you tagged me in, and they were of the only ones that I saw were some charges, and it looked like it said it was from 2014.
His most recent one was in 2022. He was charged with a felony of intentionally harming a child, which he pled guilty.
See, I didn't see those. I only saw the older charges.
Yeah, I have them all. It's been a couple of times that he's been charged with domestic violence, and the most recent one in 2022, it was a felony charge that he had intentionally harming a child, which his mother said was his sister and his cousin. Now they might have been older; they might have not been a child, but he did plead guilty, and battery and another I can't remember offhand. I have it written down somewhere, but he did his 2 years probation for that. So he went back in October of 2024, and that felony charge was able to be dismissed, like it was deferred. It was able to be dismissed, but he does have prior charges of domestic violence and battery. He's a very volatile, very angry person, and if there's a video, oh, she went away. I don't know if she can hear me.
Nope, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. There's a video of last year, All for One. He offers resources. He went in a box with Ty and was very respectful, just sat there, and it's on that video. I could tag you in it again. And Ty was like, if they don't keep us warm at night, they won't help. And I'm saying it nicely. He was saying it very, very mean.
The
There-
All for One brought me up in the box, and before I could talk, they blocked me. So I don't know them.
Yeah, I know that night you did come in a box. I don't know what happened. I'm not a mod in there. They were saying they didn't block you, but I know he's having a live tonight. That you could come to. I mean, he invites everyone in there. I can tell him.
I
That
can't even look them up. I'm
Well, I
blocked.
mean, that's like Ty used to say, "Oh, I have a doctor's note saying I can't work," and
Where's
his
the
mother
truth?
came,
Where's the proof?
his mother came up in our box, and she was in our box for a few days. We talked to her, and she said Ty hasn't been to the doctor in years.
right.
So I don't know why he says he has a doctor's note. And
Brooke,
all of a
need-
sudden, Ty stopped saying, "Oh, I have a doctor's note." Now he just says, "I can't work. I'm disabled."
Brooke, can I ask you a quick question? And
Absolutely.
okay, so I watch his lives, and I actually sent you a message directly. First of all, yesterday morning when I did my live, I went over the reason Social Security could take it away. And not one of those answers was somebody could call and have it taken away. That's not how it works. The only reason why it could be taken away is if, not the only, but one of the reasons that would even come close is that he has gotten more money than the $900 that he gets from Social Security, right? So it's not that a phone call could get it taken away. If they realize that he's getting more money, because it could be cash, it could be donations, it could be gifts in kind, all of it counts. And so
Alderman
that's
is in here. I can see him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I thought they blocked me. But
Oh,
I can
okay.
see
Well,
him
it
now.
doesn't matter. Even if they blocked you, if he comes into somebody else's live, you can see him. But I'm sure he'll unblock you. So that's thing one. So he's lying about that. No one can call and get his benefits taken away. That's A. B, when he what let's say it is taken away now. When he was getting $900, almost $1,000 a month, why didn't he ever contribute to their own living circumstances?
That's a good question. I don't have
Okay,
the answer to that. I don't know
right.
enough information about them to answer that.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine. But if he was asking every day for the same amount of money, then he wasn't contributing to their living expenses. He was expecting strangers to do so. This is another thing I brought out yesterday, and I put it in the chat. If it's 500 and something a week for them to stay there, right?
Yep.
I'm talking 2 weeks. In a year, it is almost $30,000. And I agree with you when you said that just because someone is second or even first on the list, somebody has to move out for them to go in. So it could take a year. Do you think it is reasonable that strangers, even people who follow them, their enablers, mods, whatever, do you think it's reasonable for them to expect $30,000 a year for them to stay in a hotel? Would you come up with 13?
No.
Would you come up with 1,000?
No.
So then why is it that you sit in the box and you tell other people to give their money, and in order for them to stay there, it would cost $30,000? Then she can get an ID, she can get another social security card, both for free. So if that is her impediment to going to work, why can't they ask for the money to go do that? Why can't they if she went to school, she had to produce her social security card and ID. So why does she all of a sudden not have it? Ty, as a person on social security, can work. He can't make more than the 900. Okay, there's a limit on what he can earn, but it doesn't mean he can't work. And then I'm gonna land my plane with this: if he can write music, record music, mix it, master it, and promote it, which are 5 different jobs in the music industry, how does he mean he can't work?
Well, I agree with Just Stop already when she said why not battle, or why not make content, or like what she had said. I do agree with that. Because if I was trying to make money on TikTok, I would,
But
create
bear something in
content.
mind. Battling is just a different form of begging, because you are still expecting strangers to give you money. And whether you win or lose, you get to keep all of the gifts. But I'll tell you why he doesn't battle. Because anytime you get money on TikTok, TikTok takes their portion. Whereas if he can get people to give it to his apps of cash and their cousins directly, he doesn't have to share it with TikTok.
Right.
That's why.
Well, and I got to notice that, like, if I wanted to collect money off of TikTok, I had to fill
Report
out a
it.
tax form.
Correct. At $600. You have to report it. So that's another reason. But bear something in mind. Social Security looks at your Cash App, they look at your PP, they look at your Vimo, as he calls it, and they use all of that to determine if you still qualify. So it's not a phone call from us. His records reflect the fact they're getting more money in a month than Social Security. And had he been smart enough to use that money to pay for some of their housing and let's bear something else in mind. He gets Medicaid, he may even get Medicare as a secondary, and they get food stamps. So what other expenses did they have?
Right.
See,
All
like
of
I
that is
said,
covered.
it was my understanding that none of those things, like that he was getting those, but that they were cut off. That was my understanding. Like I said,
Then
until
why
I
doesn't
came
he
over
ask for
here.
food?
Well, he has said that he gets money on the back end for food and laundry and things. He said that he gets more money when he gets off.
I'm
And
just going to point out one small inconsistency that you can even verify yourself, Brooke. It was yesterday. You had pinned a comment that said some about there's a storm coming, guys, please help, or whatever it was. I don't remember the exacts. But I literally put a screenshot up of the weather where he's at, and it's sunny all week and warm. It's just little stuff that you yourself, if you don't want to take our word, I understand that. You can look up little inconsistencies yourself.
One other thing. How come if they have to be out by 11, right? They have to pack up and be out by 11. The first night that he went live and said they were asking for money and that she was inside somewhere with their bags, why did he wait that late? If I get kicked out at 11, I'm on at 11:05 saying I got kicked out and I'm showing you my bags and I'm showing you Bree. But he waited until nighttime to do it, which tells you that they clearly weren't kicked out at 11. And then when he realized that that was a bad move, he started doing it during the day.
And
That's the kind
also,
of thing that when you're with him and you believe everything he says, you won't even pick up on.
right, it's hard to see the red flags when you're in it like that. And just one other thing, Brooke, I want to bring up because no one else has, because I think I'm the only one here that does live in Section 8. When you have charges like he has, they don't allow you to live here. It's an extensive background check. Now, whether they were going to put it in Bree's name maybe, and he was just going to live there, yeah, that's not going to work either. You're going to have neighbors, they're going to tell things, and that's committing fraud. It is a federal program used to help people as a stepping stone, you know, the underpaid, the lower class. So even if that was his thought process or that's what they're doing, it's not okay. It should go to someone who who deserves it, who hasn't committed domestic violence, who's not able to go out and work every single day and pay their own rent.
No, I agree with that. I was on Section 8 when my 15-year-old was born, and I had to literally go through. It was ridiculous the amount of things that I had to go through to get housing.
Yeah, it's a
And the
lot.
paperwork and all of this stuff. So I definitely get that. And then, Miss Cass, the only thing I wanted to say about the storm, I guess I feel really stupid because I'm not exactly sure where they're like I thought I knew where they were located from where I am, but I'm supposed to be where I'm at, hit with a really bad storm this weekend. Like rain, sleet, ice, snow, the whole 9 yards. And I assumed that from my location that it would hit them as well. that's the only reason I pinned that. So that is on me for pinning
No,
that.
you're good. I'm just, it was more or less that you could start looking for inconsistencies yourself. You know what I mean? If you don't take anything from this, take that you can start picking up on things yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, right, and that's why I came over here. Like I said, I came over to talk to you guys cordially and, you know, try to have a better understanding, because the last thing that I want is my teeny tiny little platform of my like 5 videos to be totally thrown all over the internet, and, you know, my kids and my son's dad and like all of these things, because I'm a good person. Like, I'm a nice person. And, like, I thought that I was doing something nice. And, you know, I guess to each their own. We all have to learn our lessons.
I just
Um,
want to tell you,
Um,
I respect you and I
yeah,
appreciate you coming over here. And I know it took a lot of cojones to come over when you
I was
told
going to
us
say
you
the
were
same
going to be
thing. I was going to say the
attracted.
same thing as Samuel. I
Can I say
respect it. I appreciate you, honestly.
can I say
We all
something?
do. Oh, go ahead.
Of
Okay,
course.
they both have an eviction on their record too. So I don't see how they could get Section 8 housing considering they both have an eviction. They also have a judgment against them because of damage to the property when they were evicted. So I really think you need to keep that in mind.
yeah, you can't get Section 8 with an eviction.
Exactly.
And can I say something real quick? Brooke, how you doing? All for one here.
Hey,
I
will you
hate,
Of
unblock me?
course.
yes. Sorry. Look, you know, I have resources that I have truthfully, honestly offered him. I have the receipts to show when I try to offer him. He states that it's 2 months, 4 days, whatever, that he's been told the truth. Well, I've shown my receipts. I've shown the truth, and everyone in this box knows that when I come with receipts, I come with receipts just the same as they do. And I offered him, I would have gone the extra mile to help him and her as well, not just him, but both of them. And yet he vehemently denies that I even offered him resources. And to this day stands 10 toes down that nobody's told him, nobody said anything about the truth. Well, guess what? I did. And I had the receipts on my page in a video to show that I was speaking the truth. I offered, his mom was in a box. Were you aware of that?
No.
Yeah. His mom was in a box because she wanted him to get actual resources and help. He denied. He didn't even want to touch him. And that may be part because of his past, but there in itself, sometimes in a situation, your past comes back to haunt you, but your past doesn't define who you can become. I mean, does he choose not to have a job? That's his choice. But at the same time, how are you going to have an income and be able to support what you need and what you want? You've got to start looking at the future. Not only that, but the economy is getting rough. People
Yep.
don't have the money to give to a scammer, beggar, whoever. Henceforth, the reason why we all offer resources.
And that's what I
And
thought I was trying to do. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no,
I
you're
thought
okay.
I was trying to help. You know what I mean? I mean, like you said when you first started talking, is like you were trying to help them with resources and, you know, all of those things. And that's what I want. I want good for them. Like, you know, nobody deserves to be on the streets. But
We all want good for him. I mean, I hate
Yeah.
to interject
but
it.
if you're doing it on purpose, you know, like I'm sure because I bopped over here, I will no longer be a moderator or I'll be blocked or whatever.
And
Because
if he
I'm
was your
trying
real
to.
friend, if he was a real friend, he wouldn't do that to you. But unfortunately, because you've been giving and pushing others to give, you're just a dollar sign. And I'm not trying to be
Uh-huh.
mean at all.
That's
At all.
all.
I just
That's
want to say
all.
something really quick. Because if you notice when you go in his lives, he lets you stay and talk about whatever you want, as long as you want. Him and Bree both do. And that's because you're in there helping. People hear you talk. They see a pretty girl. They know you're a mom. You work, you know what I mean? And you're helping them. So that makes others want to give, especially when you're making comments like I'll match and, come on guys, about the storm and it's only $30. Does anybody want to help out? You know what I mean? He's 100% manipulating and using you. Usually scammers, when people come into their boxes, they won't even let them up because they just want to stay on and continue to say, we just need $68 more, guys. We just need 60. We're down to 55. Can anybody start a dollar train? They don't usually do that, but he has found a way to, when you come in the box, it helps him. Because he does get the money when you're in there. Did you notice that? There's been days where you haven't been in there and he...
Because people trust you.
Right.
Right.
People trust you. Oh, and by the way, the other thing is that they don't have to be homeless. They could go home.
Yeah, and I don't want you to feel bad about...
I don't want you to feel bad about... Family.
Sorry, Digital.
That's okay. I was just saying that she can go to her family. He can go to his. His mom has a camper or something like that he could go in. The problem is they can't go together.
Right. They could go to separate shelters.
They're choosing their homelessness. And when he says we want to be comfortable, that's beyond the pale.
I guess there's just one thing that I will say, and this will probably definitely get me kicked, not from here, but if it was my son, I have to look at it as in, like, I'm taking in everything that you guys are saying. Please don't think that I'm not. Sure. I'm hearing everything. But if it was my son, I sure as hell would not pay his bills. And I've told him that. He's 15, and I said, you want those nice shoes? Get a job. Right. You want that shirt? Yeah. Get a job. You want that game? Get a job. Yes. So why am I... This is my realization, and then I'll let you talk. Sorry.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
If it was my child, would I'm an enabler. And I don't want to be.
Do you know that his mom offered him to stay in her camper at her house for free? All he needed to do was pay $50 to have the electric cord fixed, and he won't do it.
An electric cord.
Yeah, it's a
like to run the electric. It's like $50 cord.
Yeah, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's an electrical plug outlet that goes on the end of a camper unit that actually plugs into your household electricity. He could have YouTubed a video how to repair that.
Right. But he could read to us and tell us that we're stupid and we don't know what we're doing and blah, blah, blah. And he has all of y'all convinced that we just want to see him in a bad situation. We don't talk about people who are just in a bad situation. We watch, and I know for me, someone can't tell me that someone is a scammer, beggar, or liar. And when he says, I'm not a scammer, not in the traditional sense, but there's a spectrum like autism. So you might take the money and use it to get the hotel. That part isn't the scam. But the scam is that you don't have to be there. The scam is that you're lying to people about things that make you sound even more sad and pathetic. And then he convinces people like you and his other mods to block the code word job. That's now blocked. SSI is probably blocked because he doesn't want the truth told at all. At all. That's the scam.
Yeah, that goes back to like yesterday when somebody was trying to say room and he was like, I don't have room blocked. I have broom blocked.
That was me.
Yeah. It's just little things, like that.
And then he's like, oh, I got broom blocked, so it probably blocks room because they're closed. Like, no, that's not the way TikTok works.
Brooke, you shouldn't feel bad about about
No, don't
anything. You
feel
live and
bad at
you
all.
live and you learn. And unfortunately, these people are professional cons, whether they pick up tips and tricks by watching others, or they just they kind of learn this life because it's who they are. Unfortunately, you know, you they're cons. They know how to manipulate. They know how to. I mean, I'm not trying to judge their relationship. I can tell you that I am a domestic violence survivor. I was in a relationship for way too many years, like 2 decades, unfortunately, but I was brainwashed. If you are, you know how it starts and you usually know how it ends, but thank God I'm still here. And I believe Bree is brainwashed by him in such a serious way with strangers on the internet. But he is conniving, definitely has a way with words for those who will fall for it. And on here, unfortunately, you never know what's real or fake. You just kind of have to live and learn, and that's what you did. I just don't want you to feel bad at all about yourself. And just like Samuel said, I 100 respect you coming over here and talking to us, and I've actually enjoyed you being here.
I'm as well a DV survivor. And I don't know who brought up autism, but my 15-year-old is autistic as well. Like, so I do have a hectic life, and because of all of the negativity that has been thrown at me in life, that's one of my character defects, is that I try to be nice and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I guess I was just kind of blind to a lot of stuff that was going on, and that falls on me. Like, I'm a grown adult that should have paid more attention to, the flags and this and that. But I mean, I take responsibility for that. I just don't want people to be mean and hateful on me, in the comments and stuff. I hate that you have to have your comments off because I felt attacked. If you want to turn them back on, you're more than welcome.
We would have just blocked anyone. We would have blocked or muted anyone who said anything rude to you. It doesn't get tolerated over here, no matter what. We've had scammers in the live before, in a box, screaming their heads off, and people in the comments saying mean things, and they were booted. It's not tolerated.
Yeah, we've actually had Bree and Ty in our boxes before.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you if it's okay if I turn them back on, and I just want to say to everybody, please keep it respectful. Please.
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly, she's willing to answer questions, so.
Right.
Yeah, you guys are. This is your life. You can do as you please. Just for the almost 300 people that are in here, please be nice to me. Yeah. I'm not a bad person.
No, and we don't think you are, and that's how it starts. Like, my son is autistic. My son is going to be 20. He's autistic. He is graduating college next semester. He got his associate's degree in high school, graduating college, takes 5 to 7 courses a semester. He has a job during the summer. He helps my parents. He helps them on the land. There is so much that he has the same, and I know everybody's different on the spectrum, and I'm not saying, I'm not comparing. I know it sounds like I'm comparing, but he can do so much better with himself, with his life, that, it's, I've seen it. My son's doing it,
Could someone who knows more about the pregnancy scam than I do explain to Brooke what Bree did?
Yes.
Hey, can I just make one comment first?
Yes.
I'm aware of Kim. People are saying, warn me about Kim. I do not donate to Kim. I don't have anything. I went over there the other day to ask her about her dog, and everybody was messaging me and jumping down my throat. I have nothing to do with Kim.
Hey,
I'm
Brooke,
sorry,
I just
that has
want to
scam
point.
all over it.
Brooke, I want to point out one thing. One, she did get rid of that dog. That dog is no longer in her possession.
Correct.
And
Already?
second of all, yeah. And
11
second of all, she's my honey.
I told y'all.
Everybody knows that.
I told y'all I thought she was dog watching for someone else.
I did. Yep. I thought,
Yep.
but she made it sound like somebody from awareness made a call and she had to rehome it.
Right.
How? What? To who?
Just
So
before
again,
we move
it's
on,
not
I just
her
want to
fault.
say to Brooke that I am grateful that you are still with us. You are a warrior. after going through that, and it takes a lot to come and do this, and you should definitely feel proud of yourself.
And I was just going to say, Trish said it perfectly. If he really needed the money, when you came up in the box, he paused. He muted, and I knew he was listening to us, and that's fine. I knew he was in here the whole morning. Why did he end the live without getting the rest of the money?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And with
We
that,
all
just stop
appreciate
already
you.
in the panel, Brooke. I have a lot of respect for you for coming up here. You will always have a welcome spot in my live to just talk, listen, whatever you need. Just stop already, Cass. Thank you very much. I've got to drop. You all take care. Have a safe day.
Hey,
You
Real
too.
Alter
Have a
quick,
good
One,
day.
real
Alter
quick,
Yes.
One,
tell
don't
people.
forget to unblock me. Somebody, like two people said,
No, you're unblocked. You're
Real
taken
quick,
care of.
Jeff.
thank you.
Remind the people what time your live is tonight.
Between 7 and 7:30, we're going to get into the descriptive and instructional situations of some things in scamming and begging. So, other
Perfect.
than that, you all take care. Have a great day.
You
Have a good
Have a
too.
one.
good day.
Later. And
Bye.
Brooke, I want to reiterate. I know that I sound very sharp. I'm very direct and to the point. And it is not that I don't have a life. It's not that I don't have other things to do. But if you think about it, where are the rich people the ones giving him their money? Or is it usually the working class? There was one time there was a homeless woman with two kids, and she was offended at some of the comments. She gave him what was clearly her last, and he still took it.
Hmm.
You wouldn't, in my estimation, you're a homeless mother living in a hotel from a DV situation with your two kids. Anybody with any moral compass would have said, no, keep the money. He still took it as if him being comfortable was more important than those children being comfortable. Now, granted, he didn't tell her she had to give it, but anybody with any common sense would have said, no, ma'am, you have two small children, you have two children, whatever, keep the money. But he didn't. But I also understand getting so caught up in what's happening. And do people say very rude and mean things? They do. And I think they should be blocked. Everybody knows if you follow me and you're in there being rude and nasty, you will be blocked from my lives. Because I don't want
Absolutely.
any association with that. So I get it. But if you also notice, he highlights those because he wants people to feel like he's being bullied,
Hmm.
and then people are more likely to give because nobody likes a bully, right? We all grew up and maybe some of us had a bully, and so now as an adult, if I can do something to help somebody from being bullied, I'll do it. If you notice, that's another time he gets a lot of money very quickly, is when there's one mean comment after another and he highlights that. But going back to what I said, I I appreciate, I don't care when anybody takes a moment to step back and say, okay, I think this, but let me find out. I respect
Hmm.
that 100%. Because again, when you're caught up in it, it's like being in a bad relationship and your friend could tell you it's bad, but as long as you have your rose colored glasses on, you don't see it until you step away far enough that you're like, wait a minute, she's right. So I
Yep.
appreciate you. This isn't an attack on you. You did what you thought was best, and that's all we can ask of ourselves. But I appreciate you being here and listening and being calm, because the last time we had him in a box, he acted like a 2-year old. We couldn't even have a
Hmm.
conversation.
That's every time he's in a box.
Exactly.
And I'm the type, like, I fully understand wanting to mod for somebody to get rid of the mean, nasty comments. Like, I get that. I see some comments in Kim and Lisa, even Ty's live, and I'm like, that's gross. And that's
Mhm.
not us, by the way. Anyway, I see that aspect of it. I do.
You want to shout out my bestie who's been working well this whole time and using her GPS.
Hey,
See,
Brooke, I
people
just,
people have told me they can't hear it.
Brooke, let me ask you
Yes.
this though, because
Okay, one second. Just 1 second. My son is a pain in the rear. 1 second. Tristan, take the dog for a walk and no, you cannot take my phone. No, you don't need an iPod. Take the dog for a walk. Thank you.
if that isn't a
Okay.
teenager, you
Ugh.
said that you hadn't donated to to Kim, and I see a screenshot here that says, "Did you get it?"
Did you get it?
As
Is it
far
a
as
was it a
far as the
message?
money,
Yes, to Kim. Now, if you
Um
did, you did. But the problem is, you can't say one thing, somebody provide proof of something else. If you did, you did, and you thought you were helping her.
we're talking about Kim Peters?
Correct.
Um oh Jesus. I
We're not going to attack you if you did.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't been at, like, I haven't even seen her live in so long. And I've been in this Thai stuff for a while. I
That was
think
January the
maybe the
20th.
first January 20th.
Yep.
To be 100% honest, I don't know if I did or not. I might have.
Well,
To be honest.
what about Kim made you wanna like be there for her? And this is
Um,
informative because let me just explain why this is informative. I always invite mods to come in the box. And the reason why is because we're trying to understand, how did you become a mod? What made you want to support them? What made you want to leave? That sort of thing. Because it helps inform us to help other people not fall in the trap.
see, for Kim, I'm trying to remember the last live of hers. I think it was when she said she was getting evicted, but then that became habitual. So I learned that very quickly that she was not getting evicted.
Well, she is
I
now.
want to say I want to say I might have sent her like $5, or she was saying she didn't have food or something to that extent. I can't remember.
Right.
this is
When
the
I asked to see the dog, I haven't given her any money. Not recently.
we
No.
this is what I preach anyway. Like, we all like to help. We all want to see people do better. We all want to help people, but put it in your local community. If you want to give, that's great. I mean, there's plenty of very reputable charities out there that are struggling right now that will help feed, single mothers who's struggling. I mean, give to one of those. Give to a school that a kid is behind on his lunch money. Put it in your local community to where you can actually see the money actually making a difference in someone's life. I mean,
I
don't give
did
it to
that.
these.
I donated to the school for other children.
Please don't give to these beggars on this app. Please don't. Put it in your community. Yes, animal rescues. I mean, they always need animal toys, and you don't even have to give them money. Just go buy a bag of dog food and drop it off. I mean, it will make a huge difference.
Yeah, the
But
way
these people on the internet will say and do anything to get to your money, and that's all they care about.
And somebody just asked if I came in here to turn on Ty. I came in here to be I came in here to be educated. And that's that. I came in here to be cordial.
Right. It's because I said something that was misconstrued and relayed back to Brooke in the wrong way. And she came in here to ask me about it, and I told her, and we got into a conversation.
Yes, I
Very
just addressed that
respectful, I
comment. They
might
said, why
add.
is she suddenly turning on Ty? And I said, she did not at all. She came here to address something that was said about her.
Right.
I commented back to the person.
Thank you.
But I'm in here also to learn a lesson. Like that's why I'm here. It's not just you know, I could have just messaged just stop already, but
Very true.
I wanted to come in and talk to everybody and give my side of the story.
Sure.
And you know what I mean? Like I was getting really mean messages. I think Digital Deceivers, you said you messaged me. Did I respond?
No.
Then I didn't get it. I'll have to look. I haven't seen any messages in my inbox. What will be the takeaway from this conversation?
Well, I mean, honestly, yesterday you said I get hundreds of messages in my inbox. I don't pay attention to any of them. I mean,
No, time out. She was reading a comment.
Yeah.
oh, okay. I'm
She
sorry.
was reading
Sorry.
someone's comment.
Sorry. Sometimes I have to read out loud.
No,
Just
you're
so
good.
you
I was
understand
there. I
about
saw it.
just so
Oh,
that you understand something about Kim. And I've seen the ledger myself, went over it with a fine tooth comb. She is being evicted now. She just got a delay of another 2 weeks. But she stopped getting money. She stopped paying her rent in December. So she knew what was coming. That original letter that even I thought was fake turned out to be real, but it wasn't an eviction letter. It was a notice that they were going to terminate her lease if she didn't pay the month of December. She hasn't paid December, January, February, and now March. So my
And she
question
raised
is,
for all those months. Okay,
correct,
go ahead.
claiming that she needed money for food. If she's getting, we think around $700 a month now because they recalculated her disability based on the money she was getting between gifts on TikTok and direct payments, right? So they readjusted her Social Security and her rent amount. That's why I'm telling you that it's not just a phone call. They do an investigation. But if she hasn't paid rent for December, January, February, March, why is she asking people for food? But you want to know what also happened in the month of December? The man who she claimed she was afraid of because of a DV situation, that she's the one who called the police that got him investigated in the first place, got out in the month of December. And they went and had a good time in the month of December. And when she claims she doesn't know him, we actually have a picture of him sitting on her couch in underwear. And now she claims she hasn't done anything with a man in 3 years. But we have the photo. He was sitting on your couch in underwear. Ma'am. And that's the thing, that when again you never come to awareness, you never sit in and hear what our version of events, you would never know that. She just gets in there and lies, and we're all liars, right? But we are expected to provide the proof. They don't have to, but we have to. So that's what we come with. So why hasn't she paid her rent in 4 months? She hasn't even paid a portion. And then she's acting so surprised about this eviction. And she has nowhere to go. If you had paid your rent, you wouldn't be in this predicament. She is too old to have not paid her rent. She knows what happens when you don't pay her rent. This is her second eviction in as many apartments.
and CJ, did you have something to say?
Oh, I'm sorry. CJ came up. Hi, honey.
Yeah, all I want to do, Brooke, every Eastern, Digital does a show. It's unlike any of the other awareness shows. I personally would appreciate it if you come at 6:30 to 9:30. I would appreciate it if you would just come, sit there, watch, and listen. You will learn things about these people that you didn't even think that was possible. All right, and that's all I got. And Brooks, kudos for coming into the box. It took a lot of courage.
Thanks for coming
Um,
up, CJ.
CJ, what is I'm sorry. Um
It's my life. It's my life. And I think the reason why CJ said that is because I either do between 6 and 9 people in the morning. I don't stick with just one person. And what it does is it helps inform you of the pattern because they're similar. And so when we see you in Kim's live, Wes live, Ty's live, we start to think that you're just like a habitual supporter of the scammers on the app.
Well,
So
I mean,
that's what we try to do.
Bree and Ty started out modding for another scammer named Josh and Ada. That's where
Hilarious.
they started out. So they
Hilarious.
learned from him, and he was like, "Oh, you're getting this money off of this app? I can do the same thing." And all of a sudden, now Bree and Ty's scamming people off of out of their money on this app. I mean, that's
Is
how
it like
most of
what
them
time
start.
zone are you in, Digital?
Eastern.
So I'm Central. So you're an hour behind or ahead? I
Ahead.
don't know.
I'm an
This
hour
time
ahead.
change has me really messed up.
Yeah, I know. It's an app. What time is it there now? 10:47?
Yes.
Okay, it's 11:47 my time. So I'm an hour ahead of you.
Okay.
But if you can't make it at 6:30, that's fine.
Why? Okay. Why does
But-
this person keep asking if I had to pay him $50 a month?
Oh,
I
because she did that at one point. She told her mods had to pay her $50 a month to be mods.
was a mod for 1 day.
Okay.
I think maybe 2.
Okay. But that's
Before
why people are
yeah.
asking, because she did do that at one point.
Oh yeah. No. No.
Oh, yeah, and I wanted to tell you, Bree isn't innocent in any of this. About a year and a half ago now, maybe, she pulled a pregnancy scam on this app with 2 huge creators. Said that she was pregnant. She got gifts. She got cash, from these people and their supporters. And then when it was time to have the baby, there was no baby. The baby, she said, was born too small to be
Buried.
Who was that?
Bree.
Kim?
No, that was Bree.
Wasn't there like a rumor at one point in time that Kim said she had kids too?
No, there wasn't no rumors. She actually said it. There's videos on this app where she was talking about being a single mother and having 2 kids, and one of them had
Autistic children.
Yep.
Yes, you can actually find the videos on this app.
Yep. She said that she's had autistic children. She said that she's had cancer. Kim,
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah, Kim
She's
is,
lied about being homeless.
yeah.
Yeah, when she was in that what is it? Like an establishment of some sort saying that she was outside freezing.
She was in her own house, and you could see the reflection
On her
of her,
glasses.
of her curtains and stuff on her glasses. So then she acted like she lost her glass. She ended the live immediately after they said that. And when she came back, she didn't have her glasses no more. She said they broke.
Who's Wes?
Okay, yeah.
Wes is another scammer on this app.
Yeah, I didn't think that you modded for Wes. There was another mod of Bree and Ties that modded for Wes, but she also left Wes. I didn't know if you did or not, so I didn't want to say yes or no. But no,
I don't know who Wes is.
yeah, you don't want to know who Wes
Yeah,
is.
don't.
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
But Brooke, unfortunately, because you're now like all wrapped up in this, you're gonna see your FYP is gonna be flooded with the scammers and beggars because it's just how the algorithm works. And I promise you, there's thousands on here. They will use their children, their animals, their parents, cancer, pregnancy, starving, anything as props to pull at people's heartstrings. Like we really say not to give money at all on here, which is we're not telling anybody what to do with their money. It's just like before TikTok, right? Before there was a TikTok that became Beg Talk, because that's what I personally feel like it mostly is now. People figured out their own shit. They fixed their problems. There wasn't this place to come to, and like we're all fine. We've all been through stuff.
Brooke,
This
I
shouldn't
think-
be the place to. This should be the fun place it used to be. It shouldn't be There's organizations, there's GoFundMe's, there's Amazon wish lists, there's all kinds of stuff you could do before you get on here. And like I said, we don't condone people who need help occasionally. I completely understand a single mom who gets a flat tire and lives paycheck to paycheck coming on and just asking for help. Those are the people that truly need it. The ones that don't take advantage, the ones that are being honest, the ones that are doing things in life. They're raising their children, they're working. They just need help because unfortunately it is a struggle to live right now for
I
lots
can
of
help
people.
you make a new account, Brooke, if you need.
According to the comments,
Hi, Matilda.
according to the comments, Ty's already put a video out talking about us lying to his supporters.
It's a video of him, I guess, a picture outside. It says, imagine bullying homeless people and lying to their followers. And then that's what he does. He plays victim.
So sad. He should use his manipulation tactics to be like a car salesman or, you know, some corporate Wall Street people who make their living off of hustling humans.
You know, and we don't have any reason to lie on him. If, you know, for instance, for example, I got sent a message with pictures of damage to a place. When I researched those pictures and did my research before posting about them, saying that they're his, they're all, when I Google reverse image search them, it was all fake. I'm not going to put out fake stuff. I'm not going to say fake stuff. None of us do. Because there's no, why do that? Why, you know?
Brooke, sorry for blocking you. 1,475,799,999 times.
It's truly hard to come back after putting out misinformation. We really, really, really try not to do that. And if it does happen, like we try to correct it immediately. But it's never been anything major. And Matilda, you could also just give her one of your 80 million accounts. You don't have to create a new one for her.
Hold on, there's a little more than 80 million. Come on.
Yeah.
It was like 1,475,000,000,000.
Well, Penny Ferry says that there's 170 million people on this app. 70 million of them are Matilda.
And, you know, it's funny. I do have to say the day that you, and I brought up the fact that he doxed all of our names and the kids and the, you know, woman with cancer and her 6 grandkids. But then he says that we doxed him. No, they doxed themselves, and that video is on my page too. And that was at his old hotel where they doxed themselves. You know, they love to spin things, and you know, it's crazy. But I do have to say, the day that you became mod, I had to laugh when you were like, "I can help mod. I can help block Matilda," and I laughed, and I was like, "You can never block Matilda."
No.
Yeah, that was funny.
I learned fast.
I will admit that I did chuckle. I was like, "Oh, Matilda can never be blocked."
You get me your first few times, and I'll find a way of getting in there.
And if you ever have a question about somebody begging or scamming on this app, please feel free to message any one of us. We will tell you the truth, and we will let you know what we see going on.
9 times out of 10, if someone's truly in need, they're not going to be on here begging. They're going to be out there finding a way, another way, like working perhaps. There's a start. Resources and all that. 9 times out of 10, if they're on here begging for money, they're lying.
Right.
And here's the thing where somebody might say, like, I don't get my paycheck until tomorrow. Can I get $10 worth of gas to get there and get back? That's a hands up. That's making sure someone can keep their job. But if they come back the next day and they need $30 for gas and food, the next day they need $50 for their dog.
Jordan Paul.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Because unfortunately, it becomes an addiction. When you have no shame, you have no self-respect, and you get on here and you get that fast, easy money. And usually when it's a first fresh face, they do. 9 out of 10 times, they get hundreds the first time. They say to themselves, well, shit.
I can do
Why
this
would
every
I go
day.
flip French fries? Yeah, why would I go flip French fries from 9 to 5 when I could just do this for 2 hours and get what I need? And
and
there,
they lie about
yes,
evictions. And my
yes.
thing is, if they had a sister to go stay with, why didn't they do that when they were getting money for a hotel every day
They will
for
say
car
anything.
payment?
They will say that their sister had a stroke, their sister had seizures,
Yes.
And
um,
can I say
anything to get a
something?
buck.
Be Shiesty, I saw you come in. Would you like to come up in a box?
I'll drop down.
Oh no, I mean I don't know if he's gonna, or he
But
or she. I
I'll
don't know
I
drop
which
down.
would
one's out there.
love for B. Shiesty to come
Yeah,
in.
Shiesty, you're more than welcome to join
Yeah,
the conversation.
we're not gonna attack you.
Yeah,
No.
no one's going to attack you.
Bitch.
You can ask Brooke. We
Come
will
up,
not
be
attack.
shicey.
Not going to attack you.
Yeah,
Just going
no.
to add some information and some context to the thing that Ty has said over time that we know for a fact are inaccurate.
It's me. Ashton just came in. I mean, I would love to talk to all you guys. We're not mean people. We're really not. We're not the bullies that you guys.
He'd know. He
Well,
done
we're
sent out
also
a
not the
SOS in
people.
the mod chat.
We're
Sam,
also not the people making mean and nasty comments in the chat either.
Ashton.
Sam
I
Oxidine,
have a question for
there's
you
none of
guys.
us. There's
Wait,
none
Sam.
of us that would do that.
Would you guys?
I said I just have one.
Yes.
I said I just have one question. That's all.
Sure.
Okay.
Why do you guys care so much of what a person does on the internet? Aren't we all grown?
We are, but they're
Okay,
taking
then.
it
So why are
for
we
people
worrying
who
about
don't
other
know.
people, though?
Can
We're
you let us
grown
Because they,
adults.
can you
We're
can
all
you
grown.
can you let us answer? You asked a question. Can we answer?
so we are concerned about the people that are being taken advantage of because somebody isn't being truthful. That's the problem. If somebody, it's not the rich people on this app that are funding their life. It is the homeless moms who feel bad. It's the women on Social Security. It's people who don't necessarily have a lot to give that are giving because they're believing lies. That's why we care.
I have a question for you. How would you feel if your grandmother on disability who had a fixed income came across Brian Ty's page and felt so bad for him that she gave him the $50 that she was going to use to buy her medicine with, but she felt so bad for Brian Ty, like, oh my God, I can't let this guy sleep out in the cold. And she went without buying her medicine because that kind of scenario plays out every single day on this app.
But then again, we are all grown adults. If she decided to do that, that's her money and she's grown.
So
We are
it's okay
grown.
if she's lied to?
I mean, that's on her to figure out.
No,
You know,
you
life,
can't.
life,
Come on now.
life is
Come on
hard.
now.
I mean,
Just like
we
you
are all
said,
grown adults. It's just like you guys going to Walmart and worried about a next person if they paid or they stealing.
No,
We are
not the
grown. We're
same
all
thing.
going to mind our own business.
you
Ashton,
just said we're all adults. So
Brooke,
if we
am I
can pay
wrong
for
or
our
right?
lives, why can't Brian Ty be an adult and pay for their lives?
Are you
He's
wrong about what?
I said, am I wrong about like we're all grown adults? Why would you guys
Yeah.
be worrying about other people? Didn't you guys
Yeah.
do
Because
that?
they're taking advantage of people.
because we have a big heart and we don't want people being taken advantage of, and that's what
I
awareness is
understand that. I
about.
don't think it's taking advantage of anybody.
They absolutely are, because they are
It
lying.
definitely is.
I don't
They're
think
lying.
I don't think it's lying.
He's
then
done.
you-
We have proof.
We have proof that he's lying. He gets over $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month and does nothing with it.
He does. Why doesn't he pay for his own
I gotta
hotel
go.
room some of the time? Oh, you
I
gotta
still don't
go.
believe it. Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Go now?
Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, bye. We knew that was gonna happen
Brian has
because
to say
that
you
that
deserve.
excuse doesn't land.
No.
Why do we care? Why doesn't
Why
Brian Ty
don't
do
you
something
care?
different?
I don't know.
Right.
I like that he started out with "We're all grown adults here."
And they
We're
And they
all
had to
grown adults.
run.
Grown adults are supposed to take care of their own selves.
Exactly.
When they don't have anything else, that's what they say.
I mean,
It's
And then he's
That
going
is
to be
not a
like,
that
reflection
if
of
somebody
who
took
I am.
advantage of his
Miss
parent,
Brooke, I had another question to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
So a couple of days ago, or it was either yesterday, or the day before, There was a comment that you had made in one of Bree and Ty's live about income tax and us giving our income tax to them.
Yes.
And I was gonna ask you, you're a mom. We done discussed before. This is mom to mom. This is mom to mom. Pretend we don't see nobody else in this chat. You get income tax back from your kids, or do you have to pay in?
Nope, I get income tax back.
Why would you make that type of comment? And you work so hard for your money. The people in this chat work so hard for their money. And we take good dang care. Well, let me not speak for everyone because some people don't. But for the people that take good damn care of their children, and we get money back so that we can be up on our bills, take care of our household, our children, why would you make that type of comment?
You know, to be honest, after I made the comment, I felt really stupid because
That was like a slap in the face for us
I'm
to
sorry, but I
know.
think you said it. You said it more than once.
no,
You
I
said
did. And you know what? After I thought about it, they can file taxes as well and get a refund back.
what refund are they gonna get back? They're making bank. They're making bank right now. And another thing that because I get food stamps and stuff, there's no way in heck the money that they're getting that has to be all on Bree. It has to be connected to her stuff. So it's not even attached to him. It's not. There's no way. Because there's no way that they can't find out your income on what you're making, whether you're working or you're not. They're gonna figure it out on your account. When I move jobs, before I can send something in, they're asking me for that information. They're
But I
asking
think
me
they
for
can
how
get a
much.
state refund back. So,
That
like,
type of comment that offended the heck out of me. Because
I'm
it's like,
sorry.
no, and I'm not trying to be mean or malicious or any type of way. It's just like I already done said, I'm pregnant. I'm emotional. It was just like at that moment, I was like, why would you make that comment? Because we have children ourselves. That income tax, that's meant for me. That's meant for our children. That's meant for you and your babies in no shape or form. They can go out here and bust they butts just as well as we can. I work my ass off and I'm about to have a baby next week. A baby. And I'm still working. Why? Because I have to, regardless of how I feel. Now, my job knows I'm not going to move that fast. They know I'm going to take my break if I have to because I be in a lot of pain. There's been times at my job where they done had to send me to the hospital because I done sat over here and done worked my ass off too much, knowing I'm not supposed to. But I try to make it through a 9 to 5. Why? Because I have children still right now that I'm currently taking care of. So to make that type of comment, it was just like, wow. And him agreeing with it, that just shows he don't give a dang about you. He don't give a dang about nobody but him and probably her. And as of today, you're not going to be a mod. There's no way he's going to let you mod and you're going to be blocked.
And that's
He
okay.
does not care about nobody but himself. When he talks about being outside, he's talking about himself. Nobody else but himself. That type of comment, it just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just was just
It's
like,
okay. It
No,
offended
you
all
don't
of
have
us.
to be
wow.
sorry.
It was just like, wow, because you can say, people's money, it was just the income tax. I'm like, the audacity, like, dang, the
I
I
need
said
to
audacity.
the
It's
take
like,
same
that's
thing.
meant
responsibility
for
for that.
my kids, their kids, and the people that do give, they feel sorry because I get it. You're coming in to TikTok new, or these people are popping up on your stuff new. You have no clue in the world what they're actually doing if they really need it and you sympathize with them. I'm gonna tell you something, and people that I'm in a group chat with can vouch for me because I told them about it literally yesterday. A lady came into my job. She was in the bathroom, pregnant lady, about to have her baby, just like me, about to pop. She's over here telling me, basically she's homeless. I'm like, where'd you come from? Like, how did you get here? Because she had bags and everything, and these bags weren't light, in my opinion. It isn't something I'm going to pick up. And she's like, that she had walked over here to my job, basically, so that she could try and wash up or whatever. And she's asking me, do you have a phone? Do y'all have a phone? And me, I'm like, I'm not going to give her my phone because I got the newest iPhone. Like, no, you could just walk out with this thing. Hell no. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go up to the front. We're gonna see if we can use the phone. As we're walking, she's asking me, are you off work? I'm like, no, I still got another hour. She proceeds to tell me basically she wanted me to take her where she needed to. Mind you, yes, she's pregnant, but we're both in a vulnerable situation. I cannot help you in an event that I'm taking you somewhere. How do I know I'm not going to get ambushed? Where's your baby daddy? Because you're pregnant. Are you by yourself? There's no way you were paying for your motel room that you were telling me about because you can't be working. So where's the money coming from? You get what I'm saying? So how am I going to help you? How am I going to help you when I'm in a vulnerable situation myself because I'm pregnant too? So we go up to the phone. They say she can't use it and she's standing with me. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm not taking you anywhere. I got to go. I walked off. You can sympathize for them and not help them. You do not have to help them. You can give them resources. I told her, hey, there's another gas station over there. You can go over there and probably use their phone. And then here she goes, I'll figure it out. Oh, now you know what to do. Now you can figure it out. You wanted to get in my car. You wanted me to take you somewhere. I cannot do that for you. I have children myself that I got to make it home to.
And I mean, that's
World
what
is
he
not
does.
easy.
He restarts his lives all the time to try to get new batches of people in there that don't know what's going on. And he preys on people like you. That's why he's always constantly restarting his lives, hoping to get on the FYP and get new people that don't know him or hasn't seen him. I can't tell you how many people we've had in here saying, I sent him $100 because I didn't know better. I feel stupid now. Or I sent him $400 and he blocked me. I mean, I sent him 200. I mean, they're coming in here constantly. He's constantly preying on new people. And that's why we try to put the information out there on him.
Right. And I just want to say, Brooke made a comment that says she's very sorry that she does hear the hurt in her voice and she feels
Sugar baby.
I'm
I literally
no shape
feel
or form. I'm sorry. I'm not upset with you. I'm not upset with you. You've been in this live. You've owned up to, your end of the stick. By all means, you don't owe me nothing whatsoever. And I'm
Yes,
not
I
mad
do.
at you.
Yes,
It's
I do.
my hormones are over the place. And then when I heard that comment, my people in my group chat that know me, they can vouch for me. It irritated me because I'm like, you are a mom. You're a mom and you work so hard for your children. You do everything you're supposed to do to take care of your children, regardless. Because I had people every day at my job saying, wow, you're still here? You don't want to take off my job? Even no, my doctor even asked me, do you want to take off a week before you have your baby or do you want to get induced? I said, no, I want to work as much as I can. Now, I took 3 days off before I'm supposed to deliver, yes, but as much as I can work, I'm going to do it because I need every bit of that penny, every bit of it. So the parents that sit here and sympathize for them, I do feel bad for. I genuinely do. It irks my nerves because you want to help somebody so bad, but why help somebody that every day you get on and you see them on live asking for money? Why help them? They're not doing anything. All they do is block the truth that he's still waiting for, that nobody can sit over here and show. Every last people in this live right now are blocked, including me. We're all blocked, all of us. And I entered the live and I got instantly blocked, but they already knew I'm always in their live, so it was gonna come. But still,
But sugar
everybody here with
baby.
you. Yes, ma'am.
You said that I don't owe you anything, but I do. I do owe you an apology, and I can own up to that. I am very like I can hear the hurt in your voice, and that makes my mama hurt like hell because I would never ever want to hurt another mom. Like ever. It's that was not my intention whatsoever. I was blindly flying through that live, you know what I mean? Trying to help, people that I didn't know much about. And I can tell that you're hurt. And I am so sorry. And I own up to that. I should never have said what I said. regardless, you can tell me that I don't owe you an apology, but I do. I owe everyone in this panel an apology. And I also owe you guys a thank you for opening my eyes and listening to me, not judging me, giving me information. Because like I said, I'm a damn good mom, and you sound like a damn good mom yourself, and kudos to you. You know what I mean? Like, we
Thank
do
you.
bust our
Thank
asses.
you.
We do bust our asses for our taxes, and I can't even, if you asked me why I said that, I can't give you an answer. I can't give you one. I have no, that's not who I am as a person. I That's not who I am. Period. Like, I am very sorry.
I accept I accept your apology. Um, I do. I just had to bring that up because it was just irking me, and I kept waiting for the time to say it, but we got caught up because a lot of people got to come in, which is understanding. So everybody's trying to get their word in about it. So I do appreciate that. It was just like, you as a mom, I understand you can relate to the simple fact you did say your son is autistic, right?
Yes, my
And
15-year-old is.
so with him being the same way, probably not the same level of it, probably. I'm not for sure. I don't want to speak wrong on that. But,
Oh, my son is wild. Like, he's
that one right there, he's intelligent. He knows what he's doing. I work with someone that is autistic, and I will say his condition is, let's say, um, how do I put it? Like, he can't do anything other than bag, like, at all. Like, Ty versus him, Ty is more higher than him as far as, like, I'm not trying to say this guy is dumb by whatsoever because he got a smart mouth. But you know what? If you know what I mean, I'm not trying to
Well, I mean,
offend anybody.
that's why there's different levels of the spectrum. I mean,
Yeah, and
my son
he
is
can
high
only
all the
bag.
functioning.
spectrum. There's higher functioning and there's lower functioning, and I mean, it's a spectrum.
And it's just people.
I
I
totally
wish whenever
understand
he
it.
does say that sorry can't work, doctor's orders. I wish that they would educate themselves before they sit over here and send him money. Because honestly, I mean, if you can, like we just said, if he can make music, there's no way you can't at least wrap your mouth on a dang cell phone and be answering calls. If you can talk enough mess like you do, you could be answering cell phone calls. Then what are they called? What is it? It's still like work from home, but you talk on the phone. He could still do
Customer
that.
service.
Yeah, customers. He can still do that. It's just he doesn't want to. Why do it if I'm making almost $1,000, and these people, I can make them believe whatever I want to, and I can get extra money to sit over here and basically pay for the hotel, and all I got to do is spend me in my pookie butt. Why I got to work? Why do I have to work?
And
Why?
guys, this is what true awareness is all about. To anyone that's just coming in or only been here for 5 minutes, like it took a lot for Brooke to come in here, especially full boxes live in a live that is on every single day about this topic. So we commend her for that. But if you could just listen for a little while before saying anything rude, or it's all a learning process for all of us.
I mean, absolutely, and I mean,
Their money. They did not
one
get their
one
money for the people
one
asking.
100%. This is what awareness is about. This is what it's for. Is to educate people that don't, that just go in there and go by their heart instead of paying attention to what's going on. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, because Bree, at first I ain't gonna lie, when you came up in here, I really thought you was about to start because you had just left that live and you thought that somebody had made a comment about your children's father. When you were coming over here, I was so ready for you to go off because uh, I was about to defend these people because I was like, hold on, you don't have the right story. I don't know where y'all are getting it from. Y'all clearly aren't watching the right live. I was like, I was so ready, but the way that you came in, I commend you for that, and I thank you for really listening to these people.
Yes, and
I
I thank you.
because the rest, well, not let's say the rest. some mods that probably still mod for him or do mod for him, they've came over and they still think that, the truth is the truth from him. So I do really appreciate you for coming over here and actually listening and giving these people the time of day to educate you on some of the stuff you may not have known about them or how certain stuff works. So I do really appreciate that.
And Brooke, I won't let him talk bad about. I'm sure you've heard me lose my character a couple times. I don't know if you've listened in. His ex mods, a lot of his ex mods come in here, and they're always more than welcome. You're always more than welcome. And I'm not saying that to like end this. We don't have to end this at all. But like, just everybody in here, everybody's more than welcome in here. And I thank you for coming over like an adult. And I, again, apologize if, I offended you in any way. And thank you for coming to talk to me about what I said, because I promise you, it wasn't like what they made it seem.
Anybody's welcome in here as long as they have an open, want to have an open dialogue and conversation without anger or hate towards anybody.
Exactly.
I appreciate you guys like allowing me to come up and listen and just just whatever, be educated and hear both sides. And I, like somebody said, I love when adults can be adults. Like I'm not I don't know why I keep saying it, but I'm not a bad person. I was just uneducated uneducated. Oh my gosh. Uneducated.
He tries to vilify us, and none of us are villains over here, I promise you.
No.
Well, right. And that's like I said.
We want to see him.
He likes making moms mods because they can sympathize with him better because we do have children. He likes doing that.
Squeezy Bear, you said, but we're still on Ty. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'd like to know as well.
Well, I already put it out there that I'm going to be on Ty until he's off this app.
Yeah.
I don't care.
For the people that are
nothing better to
defending
do.
him, why don't y'all just go back over there and pay the rest of the remaining money for his hotel? Why don't y'all go pay it?
What do you mean?
I literally have nothing better to do than to bring awareness about Ty every single day of my life.
My question is this: are you prepared to pay the $29,600 is going to be to keep him there for the next year?
Exactly.
If you're not willing to do that, please go pipe down somewhere else.
Please, for the people that are defending him, please go over there, ask for the Cash App, and go send him y'all's hard-earned money that he well deserves since he can't work. Go give him your money.
Squeezy Bear, she was on his live. She's a moderator. She came over here to address something that was said about her very respectfully, and she has stayed in the box for over an hour now and has been listening to all of us. I'm sure she has plenty of other things she could be doing, but she's taken the time out of her day to listen, to understand. She's been respectful the entire time, and this is what we do. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be here.
Well, I mean, not only is she listening to us, but we're listening to what she has to say too.
And everybody has been respectful to her, and she's been vice versa. Something he can't do in his life.
Correct.
Yeah, so I mean, everything is good in here, and I'm going to say it again. Everybody, let's please stay respectful in the comments. You will be muted, and if it continues, it's okay, Squeezy Bear. It's all right, but we're going to keep it respectful. And that's all I'm going to say. You're going to get muted, or you'll get blocked.
And we understand people are just coming in, and if you have followed Cass for a long time, you know that she addresses she streams him in the morning, so I can understand where some people are confused coming in and singing Brooke in a box if they've been following. But just take the time to just listen for a couple minutes, please.
I think we should allow all his mods in here so y'all can tell them the truth.
They are all welcome.
They're always over here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop just in case some of them want to come up and y'all can have a conversation because I know y'all can probably relate. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop. But thank you, Miss Brooke, again for
Thank you, my sugar baby.
matter of fact, is it okay if I follow you?
Yeah, I sent you a request already.
Okay, let me go check because I can't actually. Can I do it?
Not
I
Who
have
without
is
to.
doing
Sir
the live.
Jackson?
I'll
He's
have to drop
Matilda's
in a minute.
handler.
But I'm gonna drop for y'all. Thank y'all so much for letting me back up.
You're
Have a good day,
welcome.
sugar baby.
And
Y'all
B
know y'all gotta drop me now.
B Shiesty did actually come over. They didn't get. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, so I don't want to. B Shiesty did come over, was offered a box, didn't want to get in a box. Ashton came over, got in a box, wouldn't let us speak, so he left.
I also want to say, like, a lot of people are saying that they're sending me requests. I cannot accept them because I am still in this live and I am still listening.
Sure.
Sir Jackson is Matilda?
Yes.
Yeah, Sir Jackson is Matilda.
Oh, jeepers. Okay, whatever. Him and his 5,000 trillion accounts can follow me. I'm not following him because I can't find all of them.
Hey,
But
There's no way.
you
There's
just
no
gained
way.
over 1,000 followers just by him.
Yeah.
well, okay, and one thing that I do want to say, because somebody had asked again, Brooke, after this, protect your personal information. I don't put my personal information on my TikTok. My TikTok is literally like a family vacation and this and that. And you know what? It's a risk to put pictures of yourself and your kids on the internet, and the ones that I have put on there, I mean, it's public. I know that. But I had gotten a message from somebody that misconstrued what was said. So I came over here as an adult, this is just for everyone, to talk like an adult and get a better understanding of everything that was going on. He can try to dox me. My information's not on TikTok. Nor is my last name. It's not even a real last name.
Either was any of ours, and he found us. I'm just letting you know that.
Okay, well, I mean, regardless, I'm not. I live with a military man. I do carry. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not afraid.
Amen.
Tomorrow morning when you wake up and you go to scroll TikTok streets and he's got you blocked, you're more than welcome to come over and hang out with us.
Yeah. Doxing means putting out people's names, pictures,
It's putting out people's personal information for malicious use.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is if anybody, like, attempted to approach, like, I have a mean-ass dog, I do carry, and I have a military boyfriend that does the same. So, I mean, I'm not afraid, you know what I mean? That's it. Period. I just wanted that out there.
When you get off of here, I requested to follow you again. Just follow me and I'll message you. But yeah, just and like I said, be careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I don't want to say it on here, but I want to, tell you something. But then,
Yeah, no, we can message definitely, and I have no problem with that.
Oh, lovely. We already caught him red-handed with his hand in the cookie jar. We know for a fact it was him.
Jennifer,
Mabel wants a quick recap. Mabel Rose, we love her. So Mabel, Cass was live as usual, and a comment was made. It had to do with Brooke, so she came over here to talk to us, and she's been here for a while now, and listening and learning, and been very respectful. Everyone has, and I thank you all, from the boxes to the comments. And that's pretty much it. Mabel knows real awareness because she does it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it.
Everybody's asking me to unblock them, but I need them to understand that Ty was in here, and I guarantee that I am probably blocked now.
Oh, 100%.
I am not able to unblock you guys. I'm sorry. And I'm not the only one that did the blocking. Yeah, Brooke's young. She can hand us out all our meds now.
It's a joke because Ty says we're all old and we're dinosaurs and we're getting ready to unalive and we all need to take our dementia meds. So because you're young, you can hand them out to us or you can remind us every day that we need to take our medicine.
Okay, well, just so y'all know, I am on meds. I don't take my meds. I have terrible PTSD and trauma. I have anxiety. I have depression. Like, I am human, you guys. Like, period. Yeah. I am not ashamed that I'm on medication. I'm
great. I'm on it too. Shit.
I'm on. I mean,
I'm on a boatload of meds.
Yeah, he uses it as a. You're welcome, Jewel.
You guys need to do your course.
We joke around a lot over here, so it's here. I mean, you'll get used to us if you come over and hang out with us. Just feel like if you're like, oh my God, who are these people? It's just us. We don't always talk about Bree and Ty like he thinks we do. We don't stay on for hours a day. And if we do, we do. But we talk about a lot of different beggars and scammers. We talk about behold. I mean, you'll see.
Brooke, do you know anything about Sugar Baby's asking if you know about Kai still being a mod?
I honestly have heard the name, but I've never seen the person, like mod or anything. So I don't think so, but I can't answer that with 100% certainty. I know there's B Shiesty, me, well, not anymore. Somebody just said I was blocked. Oh gosh. I see I don't even pay attention. Gabby, because that's Bree. I'm not sure, honestly.
And Ty came in here with a fake account saying something. Ty, if you want to come in on a real account. Don't be calling people names. Don't be disrespecting anybody. Don't do it, Ty.
Oh yeah, Miranda.
Ty also has his own accounts that he uses to mod on the back end as well.
Hey guys.
Oh hey.
B Shiesty is a friend. He's friendly. B Shiesty, will you please take a box and come up here? If you want to know the truth, I know that you're working, but Ty sent you a crazy message about me. I would love to hear it. Can you take 5 minutes, please, and come up here?
And guys, you don't have to ask her to unblock you or ever ask a mod from a scammer or a beggar to unblock you. You can go on TikTok, put in any email. It could be Sesame Street 6969 at Yahoo, at Gmail. It doesn't matter. And just get a new account to just watch from the window if you want. You don't ever have to beg to be unblocked. I promise you. You can have eight accounts on each device.
Yeah.
For TikTok.
And yeah, let's be respectful to B Shiesty, please, because B Shiesty, are you? I'm sorry, a man?
They said they needed 15 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
Hold on. What?
I want to check in on Cass. Cass, are you good with still being live?
Cass, are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just working away, listening.
Okay.
Sorry, we're kind of taking over your platform.
No, I love this. Is great.
Yeah, Cass likes this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the way she likes it.
Yeah, B Shiesty, thank you. I didn't want to say you were a man if you were a woman. I thank you. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come up when you're able to. Let's not go after B Shiesty either. He may not know the truth. He only knows like what Brooke was told, from Bree and Ty. He only knows that. So,
Hey, B Shiesty, I have to take my dog to the park soon, so you should hurry up and get up here. Like, I'm getting messages from friends at the park. It's beautiful here, and like, yeah, please be nice to B Shiesty. That's my friend, and he is.
You guys, You guys got, I don't mean to cut you off, Brooke. You guys got to understand, you know how when you're in like a scammer or a beggar's live and there's 300 people in there and 200 people in the comments are saying, do not donate, please do research, please look it up, please, save your money, donate to those who need it. And you know how there's one person on the screen that's telling a 100% bullshit lie, but there's still those people that donate because they are looking at that person and believe them? That's kind of how it goes when you're invested and you're a mod for someone who you think is being honest and being true, and you have a big heart and you feel bad for them. So we're not going to bash these people for learning, for being here. They've been nothing but respectful to us, so we're going to be respectful back to them. We're not that awareness type of people. If that's what you like, drama, name calling, body shaming, hurtful, hateful comments, move it along. We're on the older side over here, and I don't know if that plays a part in it. I know many young people who are very mature as well. I'm not knocking anyone, but that's how we choose to handle things here.
Exactly.
You will be muted. You will be blocked. If you enjoy it, please say. If you don't, there's 80,000 billion gazillion other pages you can go to. We don't want to
go live
to anyone.
yourself. Go live yourself.
Exactly.
Somebody told B Shiesty to go take a bathroom break. Go
Bring
to
your
the
own
bathroom,
awareness.
B Shiesty.
Yeah, the more awareness, the better. Go bring your own awareness if you don't like ours, but don't be mean to anyone in the box and anyone in our comments.
So, B Shiesty, the truth about Bree and Ty, and I have tons of it all over my page. You're more than welcome to take a look. Ty has been playing victim and has been doing this for years. He plays victim. He's a very good manipulator. He's a scammer in the sense of he lies and manipulates everybody to get what he wants. He makes over $1,000 a month. Back in 2023, he had on his Facebook page, he makes $9.97 a month. So with cost of living increases, he gets over $1,000 a month now. He obviously, he says he can't work. He can work. You can work on disability. He has not lost his disability. It takes months for you. Kim Peters and Maggie Foster are two other scammers on this app. They have been reporting them for months, and they still get it. Ty has domestic violence conviction, DV convictions. He also has intentional harm of a child, which he pled guilty to in 2022. That sentence was deferred for that charge. And when he was done with his probation last October, he was able to go back and get that charge dropped. So they're his charges. With those convictions and the evictions that they both have on their record, there is no apartment. They would not be able to get into HUD or any kind of government housing. They could be on a list, but once they get to that point of getting everything approved and like ready to take that next step, it wouldn't happen. It's the pain.
Just stop already. I just wanted to introduce Amy, who is also a fellow friend, not a mod, but a supporter. And I had asked her to jump in a box, and fortunately she did. Okay. So this is Amy. She's very sweet, but
Amy.
I would love Amy to be educated as well.
Yes.
Welcome, thank you for coming up, Amy. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome.
Coming up, Amy. We appreciate you being
We
here.
do.
I've already gotten several messages since just being in here.
I bet you have.
Yeah. And just to touch a little bit on how TikTok work, guys, when people see Cass's live, they'll also, if they're followers of Brooke or Amy, they're also able to see them in a bubble sometimes too. You know, TikTok picks and chooses who you see, the double bubble when you see who's looking live. So they're people that they're friends with, that they talk to every day, and Bree and Ty's live are also seeing this. So like I said, this is what awareness is about.
Right.
Amy, I just want to do the kind of quick rundown, because y'all don't need to hear me repeat myself 35 times. But I said it to Brooke. I want you to understand that a phone call one can't be made and get his benefits taken away. They have to do an investigation, and there are only several reasons why someone can lose their benefits. One being that they got more money than they were allowed to get, even if it's a donation. So if he's had to report the apps of cash and all of that, that could be a reason, but it doesn't happen from one phone call. That's A. B. He asks for $80 a day because it doesn't sound like a lot. But when you do the calculation out for a year, that is $29,600. Do you or anybody else find it reasonable that strangers would give him $30,000 in a year to stay in a hotel? Who has that money? And the rich are not who are in his box. It is people who are sometimes living paycheck to paycheck. There was a homeless woman with her kids that gave them money because she felt bad, and he still took it. He's getting money from people on Social Security who we all know they are living paycheck to paycheck. He doesn't care about who he takes from as long as he's getting it. Yesterday, people talked about vets, and he was like, that's irrelevant. You can get out of my life. Nobody, there is babies, the elderly, vets, nobody matters except Ty and what he deems as comfortable. And I'll land my plane with this. They each have the opportunity to go home. They just can't go together. And so they are choosing homelessness so that they can stay together. It's the same thing with the shelters, as somebody pointed out. They're not married, so they can't be together. And once he figured out, and news to me that he used to mod for Josh and Ida, but it makes perfect sense. They saw how much money Josh and Ida were getting, and they felt like we could get it too. Why would he go get a job if he could get it paid for? And even before he quote unquote lost his benefits, why didn't he ever take any of the $1,000 that he gets and pay for his hotel room? Because on that level of Social Security, they qualify for food stamps and medical. So what else were they spending that $900 on? And with that, I'll be quiet.
See, I was under the understanding he said he got only 40 food stamps a month, which isn't enough for anybody, and that he does use his check to pay for some nights when they don't go live.
When they go live every single day, though.
Right. We started following them hardcore, I'd say, early December? I can't remember the exact date. Early December. They've been on every day asking for room money and getting it since then, except for 3 days.
And yes, I have donated to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not by any means rich. So yeah, I do live paycheck to paycheck. So I do not agree with that, and I do not agree the domestic violence I keep hearing about, because I was in a domestic violence situation.
Mm-hmm. He has, let me see, I might have it close by.
And that's what he banks on. He banks on women, do you notice, are the main ones that give him money. I don't think I've ever seen a guy give him money. I could be wrong on that. But us women, sorry men, I'm not trying to offend the men in here, but we got some damn big hearts, okay? And that's what he's banking on, is us women that have big hearts. Men scroll in there and is like, F this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
no, don't get me wrong. There are some men.
Yes, like B. Shiesty said.
Like seriously, I go along with what Cass
Oh
says.
yeah, I forgot about him.
You know what? Real men roll in there and they're like, hold up. If I was in this situation,
don't say that. I forgot B. Shiesty was a man.
Well, I'm just saying, most men. Okay, I can't say all men, but most men. I know if I pulled up in there and I saw what was going on in the way he acts, I'm like, hold up. For one, I wouldn't have my woman staying like that. Like, I would get a job and I would support my woman.
Well,
Like,
he's probably blocked me at this point because he did text or send a message and said the haters won. They got to Brooke, and he said
Uh,
he blocked and unmodded her, and
yep,
he
he
said,
unmodded
"You, I,
me.
huh?
He unmodded me and he messaged, and the only words he said is, "They're mean."
Yeah." He said, "How is she gonna side with the haters, knowing what all they say every day?"
If we were
Amy,
mean people, right, would this be happening right now? That I'm just gonna leave it there.
no.
B. Shiesty just said that's the message he got also.
Yeah. So it's because I am a nice person and I'm going to listen to the facts. So yeah, like Trish said, no one's being mean. Be shiesty. When you do have time, I would love for you to come up here. My eyes have been opened. I don't know, Amy. I hope that you kind of feel the same way. But
Yeah, I feel really stupid because I
No,
actually
uh,
sent him $20 last night for
no,
food.
well, that's what I
don't.
said. Is I feel stupid too because I modded for them and I was manipulated and I sent them money as well. And you were in here when I first came in, and when Sugar Baby was almost crying, like that literally that tears my heart apart. Like, as being a mom and knowing that, like, it's just so sad. Like, I don't know. I don't know why I supported it. Like, I just want to keep saying I'm sorry. Like, everyone in this live,
Never feel
234 of you.
stupid. Never feel
I
stupid for having a big heart.
Can I
but
ask
I
the
agree
ladies
with
a
you guys.
question that have donated? Have they texted you guys on the back end and also asked for help
No.
or
No,
message? Okay.
no,
Yeah,
not me.
Amy just said she gave them money for food last night.
Yeah.
I
And
seen them on live and he cut it off. So I actually asked him if they got enough for the room. And he
Oh,
said,
okay, my
yes,
bad.
we did. Thank you. And I asked if they needed help with anything else. And he said, well, food if you want. And me being the nice person I am, I sent 20 for
the
Now, I'm
manipulation
just going to say
tactic,
this, right?
though.
I'm just going to say this. People that don't take advantage, that aren't using people for just what they could get, knowing that they have breakfast every morning, I would much rather either have taken that, accepted the money, and maybe said to the messenger, we'll use it to put towards housing tomorrow because I'd rather have a roof over my head since I eat honey buns all day. And that's not a mean comment, it's a fact. But just knowing that they do have access to food stamps, they also have access to free breakfast. You know what I mean? It's just another sign of them taking full advantage. You know what I mean?
I just
I
want
would
to say
have
that. Oh, go
I would
ahead.
have personally been like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? We're okay. Thank you for offering, but we're okay. And everybody doesn't have to be like me. I'm just saying this is a prime example of taking someone for all you can. And I'm sure they know she doesn't have it to give like that, like she just said.
And
But that's
where the
manipulation.
heck is this check going? That's what
Right.
I want to know.
But that's manipulation to
Gisela's,
get
can you
you to
request?
ask
Go
for
ahead, Gisela.
something, to get you to ask if they need anything, because then they could come to the app and say, we didn't ask, she offered. But they do a lot of things that dry beg to manipulate people into thinking they need to ask. And then you think, well, you're right. You didn't ask me. I offered it. But I'm going to bring up one other thing. The other day when they went live, they said that they only needed $38. The night before, he
You
was
there?
out begging for money. So if they needed the money to get the room back, how come the next morning they only needed 38?
That's a
I
good
believe they
question.
stay paid a few days in advance, honestly. I really, truly do think that they pay in advance and they start panicking closer to the day that they need that money. And I really feel like he might use part of his own money and then just lie
No.
and say, oh, I
Oh,
need
you mean to
today.
pay
Oh, I
for it
need
in
today.
advance?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
if you pay attention when he showed the receipt, it said check in is at what, 8 o'clock to
Like in
stop?
10 hours or
No, it
something
says
like
like
that.
check-in is in
Yeah, like
8
8
hours.
hours or something.
Yeah.
So
He's definitely, we don't know about a week ahead. He's definitely a day ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but I noticed the last couple of days, I'm just gonna say, like, when I take my kids to a hotel, I pack like sandwich stuff and snacks from like Sam's Club. He ate 3 honey buns yesterday morning, and then this morning they went and got muffins and stuff like that. And like, I know that those are, unless there was continental breakfast still, this afternoon, those are like $3 or $4 a piece in a vending machine, which is, I mean, that's 10, 15, $20 there.
I probably paid for that.
Yeah, Amy, you probably paid for that. Instead of, like a loaf of bread and lunch meat, like you can get that at the dollar store. You can literally get like TV dinners at a dollar store, or yogurt, or French fries, or gosh, you can get everything at the dollar store now.
What opened my eyes the most, though, is that all of the cash apps are in her name. Like, why doesn't any of the money go to him? And I'll answer that. Because if he claims any incoming assistance, like say if he get any donations, that will change his SSI. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, Giselle. If SSI finds out that he's getting $80 a day in a cash app, that is more than he is allowed to make being on that federal funded program.
Right. And can I say, he has said, well, good luck trying to report me because it's all in Bree's name.
Exactly.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
The charge against a child.
Yes, that was in 2022. He was charged with a felony of intentionally causing harm to a child. He pled guilty to it. It was deferred. He also got battery and disorderly conduct, which he pled guilty to.
Wasn't it his cousin?
It was his cousin, and it was his sister, his mother said.
Dang. How do I send a picture to you? Just stop already. Like, how do I send you what is your, can I call you something else?
You can call me Melissa. He's like, yeah, he's made videos. Melissa, I mean, just stop. My name is Melissa. It's very nice to meet you.
Just stop, check your inbox from B Shiesty.
Okay, I will. As soon as I get done here, I have Instagram. It's on my profile as well. And an email is on my profile.
Is that how you send pictures?
Yes, you can send pictures.
I just wanted to send you something quick. Will you hold my box?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
Just stop. B Shiesty said also check your inbox. I'm sorry to cut you off, love.
Oh, no. You're okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, it was 2 victims. It was his cousin and his sister, according to his mother. He pled guilty, but the felony charge was deferred, meaning he finished his 2 years probation, and he went back in October of last year when probation was over, and that charge was dismissed. But he does also have a charge in 2019 of disorderly conduct with a modifier of domestic abuse. Pled no contest. He got ordered 5 days in jail. He got credit for 5 days. And in 2018, he got another battery with disorderly conduct with a modifier of domestic abuse.
Oh, wow.
2 years probation there. So when he was serving his probation in 2018, he got in trouble in 2019, and I believe that's why, and again, I'm no lawyer or judge or anything, but I believe that's why they ordered that little bit of jail time.
Your past follows you, and that's what I wanted them to start to think about, is that, like, why aren't they trying to, like, present themselves in a better light and being like, these are the things we're going to do to change to become better people?
Because then their money will slow down.
Right.
But Just Zealous, are you a mod for Wesley too?
No, I quit him too because I gave him every resource in the book. And at first I was like, the reason I became a mod is honestly because of the excitement I was asked. And I was like, I've never modded before. I want to do this. I want to get all the mean, like with his, I just wanted the teeth comments to stop because my husband had dentures at a young age because of family genes. And like, I was trying to reconcile, or how do you say it? Like, I was
No,
trying to
that's
be
right.
understanding. But
Right.
then I was like, he won't take any advice either. I literally called a couple places myself in San Diego and said, hey, I found you an open bed. You just have to go to the GA building. And I sent him the address even. And I said, this kind lady, if you don't believe me, call this number and she'll tell you the same thing I said. And just please just show up. And he goes, no, I've already called there. They don't have availability. And I was like, yes, they do. And then he goes, I Googled the address. That's just a random house. And I was like, just because you Googled the address and it's showing that it's an address of a house, it could be a living headquarters for homeless to stay. You know what I mean? Just go there. The lady said, all you have to do is, fill out a piece of paper. Like they don't even need an ID because some of the homeless there don't have them.
Right. But for also too though, he made an announcement yesterday that he did in fact get food stamps as a homeless person, but he complained that the building was 10 miles away. Sir, if you can eat every day, if you have to walk a mile a day, get there. You think somebody wouldn't offer you $2 to take a bus? But would he use the $2 to take the bus?
They have bus
called
passes.
me a liar.
Don't have nothing. He could
He
get a
called me
free
a
month
liar.
bus pass.
Right, but he would have to go somewhere to get it, and he doesn't want resources. He called me a liar up and down, said I didn't know what I was talking about, even though I looked it up, read it directly from the website, which has now made me start creating a spreadsheet for all 50 states and food stamps, because they are different everywhere, but he has it.
Yeah. I felt stupid after the fact, I'll admit it. I was just like, I was really ashamed, secondhand embarrassment, because as soon as I started to research the fact that, like, I started to send him messages saying, well, how about you try this or this? And he said no. That's when I started to pull back from Bri and Ty, too, because I wouldn't even go into their lives, even if they were on. And where I live right now, it's 9:40 or 9:52 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
I
You get
work
early.
from my normal days of work. I work from 4 a.m. till noon. And so if I can work in fast food, anybody can work in fast food. And I wasn't proud to go back to fast food, but it was money and it was more than I was making at the hotel I was at, so that's what I don't get is like one of them could apply at the hotel. The other one could do fast food. You know what I mean? He could still stay within his means of his little SSI 30 hours or whatever, and they could crawl out of the hole that they're in and get an actual apartment and stop waiting for the disability one, if that's even a thing. Because by law, if he doesn't put her on his apartment, they're going to ask for her income once they find out she's living there. And then he's still going to have to pay higher rent. It's not going to be based
No,
off his
they're not going to be
SSI.
able to stay there because when they find out his record, you're not allowed to live in public housing with a record like his. I live in Section 8. I promise you, it's detailed paperwork. They do an extensive background check. They're not going to federally fund someone who unfortunately commits crimes like that.
So I just got back and I sent Melissa the screenshots of what I got.
Yeah, wow is all I can say. I'm not gonna, because I would, if it's okay to share eventually, I would have to block out some information.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not doxing anybody. But when I asked you who that was, after they doxed us all and I caught Ty red-handed and I called the FBI and reported him, they all made new accounts. Like if you look at Miranda's following, she has a low following, low followers. And Kai doesn't go in there a whole lot anymore. Kim did the same thing where she came to me, attacking me in my comments, because she was told I was talking on her kids. When I told her, like when she started attacking me in my comments, I said, the most I might have said is, you have kids. Like I don't speak on kids. And like today when I mentioned what I mentioned, it was very briefly, didn't go into detail. Didn't say your last name, didn't say anything. I said the last name she has on TikTok is not her last name. I didn't put it out there. I won't put it out there because I don't dox. I don't do anything like that. I don't stoop to their level. I don't do anything like that. So whoever sent her that message, grow the hell up. Stop doing damage control for Ty. I don't know what your wow is all I have to say.
It's an agenda just to get people to, to keep the drama going. And guys, I just want to point out Melanie in the comments made a good point. Ty likes to say that the charges he has are his dad's, but they both can't be junior.
Right. And they both don't have the same birth year, so.
Correct.
And his dad, when you look up his name, his dad has charges, but I'm not gonna, his dad has nothing to do with it. Why would I post his dad's charges and say they're his?
Melanie for pointing that out.
Amy, what do you think?
Oh, I think I have 5 kids and 3 grandkids that my money needs to go to.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That is facts.
We're already, kicked out, and I'm not gonna cry over it. Like, I'm still gonna continue my life. I'm gonna take my dog to the park. I'm going to, take care of my kids. I'm gonna probably stay off of TikTok for the day or two.
Yeah, I'm about to shower and go on about my life like this. I never seen them.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Family comes first. And I know he always says, and when he talks about the children and he's talking about me. I have 2 grandkids. My kids are in their 20s. So my kids are grown and taking care of themselves. My granddaughter, sure, she comes in the room once in a while. Hey, Grandma, how you doing? I don't do this in front of them.
What do you mean, Alexis? Did they get to be shiesty? Like,
No,
what do you
we're
mean
waiting
by
for B. Shiesty to come in. One thing I want to just point out, they obviously missed it. Amber Victoria, I was in Kim's live, and like I've said multiple times, I asked to see her dog. That's it. If you were in there, you would have seen I was in there for less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes just to see the dog, because she can't even feed herself. So I don't know how she was going to feed a dog.
It wasn't her dog. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's probably back with the owner.
Yeah. But I just want people to understand, that I was not in there like all up in her live. I just wanted to see the dog. That's
Maybe
it.
life, I'm happy to see that. Let's hope we stick with it. Go ahead.
Ain't nobody guilt tripping anybody over here.
No.
I had suspicion, honestly.
No, he's talking about Bree and Ty.
I kind of wanted to buy into it to see how much information I'd get. You know what I mean? And as soon as they started to loosely lip that they really were doing it just because they were worried about their benefits being cut off, and if they say, oh, well, we lost our benefits, they'll think, oh, people won't call in on us now. We don't even get them. You know what I mean? It's not okay for you to triple dip, man.
But
I didn't get the money today.
Stupid enough to not know how it actually works.
It's not even double
laid it
dipping.
out perfectly for everybody yesterday morning. There's only certain reasons you can lose your benefits, and a phone call doesn't do it.
Alexis is a scammer, you guys. I don't know if that's Ty or not, but
No, he's saying that he was talking about Bree and Ty, and he said that they're over on this side, not theirs. He was hoping that Bree and Ty didn't guilt trip.
Be shiesty.
Yeah, but it's 0 followers following 3.
yeah, that's why I was saying.
That's a little
B.
shaky.
Shiesty said that he was gonna come up, but he was at work, so.
Okay.
Even when Bree goes live, though, when she gets on the screen, you can tell by her body language and her facial expressions that she knows what they're doing is wrong. You can tell that she don't even want to be there.
And why does he have to pause every time he's talking to her? One time, and this is my opinion, it looked like he was yelling at her because you could see his shadow, and he's like going back and forth and back and forth and back. And I literally wrote down, is he yelling at her?
I saw his post.
As people may be making new accounts because they either are from their side or want to learn or don't want to be recognized, and that's okay. Like, we're not going to get blocked for having 0 followers. We understand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm just saying that sometimes those accounts are in what we would call industry plans.
Right.
Go over there
Absolutely.
and say XYZ to
Oh
get, because
yeah.
they're eager to get our information as well.
Right. And Ty has said if they see anybody over here in the comments, they want them blocked on their page. So they might not be coming in on their real page because they want to watch.
Like yesterday, that D12 account or whatever, that D Hill 12, that D Hill 112 account was bugging us out over here. You guys thought it could have possibly been him. Remember yesterday, that account that was in here?
Yep, and I was like, let's leave it for now. We'll keep an eye on it.
I had heard that. Did Bree fake a pregnancy?
She did.
Yeah.
What was I telling him to say today? Brooke was telling him to say today.
Brooke was what? Huh? Wait, I missed that. What Brooke was telling him to? JC, Brooke was telling him to say what today? You got to be more specific. Right.
Lee is 0 followers.
Yeah. What did Brooke? What are you talking about, JC? And keep it respectful and truthful.
Brooke was in his live today. She also has just learned a lot of information over the past 2 hours. So if you're
What
just
to-
coming in, I can understand where it's confusing. We
It
will
says what to say
explain,
on
but you don't have to
phone.
be rude or mean in the comments, guys.
No, what Brooke wasn't telling to say what on whose phone. What are you talking?
What to say on phone? We could hear you. I wasn't on the phone.
I was in the live and I didn't hear none of that.
They're trying to insinuate that she told them what to say because they were on the phone together and they could hear her on the phone with them.
I only have one phone.
But listen, that's what I mean by people coming in here and trying to spread misinformation so that we quote unquote turn on her. I don't care what she did before she came in here and took the opportunity to learn. She
Same.
could have told him to beg for $5,000. Now that she knows, she knows.
Okay,
And she will be greater from now and going forward.
We
Mouth.
already talked about that.
We did. Like, keep it. I'll mute anybody. I'll block it. Keep it respectful. We talked about that. You could come in and ask questions, but keep it respectful. Yes, it is the Brooke. Yes, she apologized.
I work my fingers to the bone for what I have while they sit there doing nothing for more than I make. I mean, that's my biggest deal. Like, I started to see that. I was like, dang, man, what am I supporting over there? That is not okay for, like, after month, like, you can't get it together. Like, they have no savings to move out. Like,
My brain is broken. I don't understand. How can I tell Ty? I'm trying to figure this out. If I'm in a live, how can I be on a phone call
Right.
and telling them what to say? If I'm on the phone, like I'm on TikTok on my phone.
Oh, I promise you that he's in here and he's standing out right now. I promise you that he's crashing out, as he calls it.
Yeah.
But
it's
we
okay
crash
if
out
people-
all the time.
Exactly.
Okay, well, yeah.
And it could have been another person on the phone. We don't know that it was Brooke.
You have no idea who it was on the phone. Come on.
Exactly.
Now, if we were
make
petty
sense out of
and-
nonsense.
if we were like him or lowered ourselves to that level, we would be in here like they are. When something happens and someone runs back over there and everybody in the chat starts saying, they're so mad, bro. Not one person has been making like fun of him for Brooke being over here or anything like that. No one has been cruel about it.
And I haven't left the live to go over there. I only left the live one time to send an email to someone.
Right.
Otherwise,
I did encourage him to make more music, even though, it's like beginner stuff. But if he's going to really feel like that's his calling, that could be a hobby.
But just fellas, if he could do that, how come he can't get a job? He
Yeah,
can
and
write,
if
he can
the
rap.
other thing I started to think is if he's that good with technology to be able to work a soundboard and all that stuff, then he can work. You know what I mean? He could do it. He could work doing something. I mean, that's what I was thinking to myself. I'm like, if he likes music, he could get a job that involves that, and then use his build up off that. But you're not going to just use this app and think you're going to become an island boy. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Like Alexis said,
And they were already rich.
he got off of the live as soon as I came over here, and he still needed almost $40.
Right.
So
They'll be
where's
back
the
on.
disconnect?
They do it all day.
He told me they didn't get it and they were outside. But also, someone asked about Kai. I haven't seen Kai in like 2 weeks, and I was wondering because I heard you guys say, or in Scammy Claus maybe.
I've been asking about her too. She don't read my messages either.
I believe Ty, and I went over this before. Ty has doxed about 6 of us in here, along with 2 women that have nothing to do with this awareness group. One of them battling breast cancer, 6 of her grandchildren, and another woman in here, her handicapped son. And when he got caught red-handed, all of a sudden a lot of new moderators were on there with low follower accounts. So one of those accounts in there are Kai. I believe it's Miranda. I can't prove it. I believe it's her. Miranda's either Kim or Kai.
And
But
the
they
other
sat
thing,
there.
can I make one more comment? And that is, as a normal mom, working and doing all these things, this and that, I only have one damn phone. I was just thinking about this. Ty's got like 3.
Correct.
I have one phone, like one, and that is in my hand. So, yeah.
And an iTablet or whatever Bree supposedly has.
That's part of the beggar starter pack is having 2 phones.
Yes. Yeah, you have to have multiple devices. If you notice, most of the beggars have multiple devices.
I actually have, and I'm sitting here wondering, how do they have all this when they don't have money for a room?
And when he leaves the hotel, he has to have a phone line, unlike Wes claims, because he has Wi-Fi on his phone. Like, the data follows him. So, I mean, he can't use the same excuse Wes does, saying, oh, I have to be by Wi-Fi, when, you know what I mean? You can't just wander around the whole city without, disconnecting from Wi-Fi and having it on your phone.
Exactly.
Someone told Ty to sell his gaming equipment for money, and he said he doesn't have any. He just plays a game on his phone. But I do not believe that.
Me either.
But how do you stream Minecraft on your phone?
I couldn't begin to tell you.
Well, on this app, there's a way to game from your phone and only share the game that you're playing. But the way he does it, I just don't see how he would be hooked up without all the extra gadgets you need to do it.
The one day when he was sitting on the bed and you could see cups and stuff behind him, there was a black cord I seen coming out of the TV, which usually means it's an HDMI cord to hook a game system up.
No.
Yeah, but you have to. Isn't Minecraft? Don't you have to pay for it? Like, it's like $60.
Yes.
And the add-ons and the things inside the game, if he wants extra skins or what are they called, the little extra. Like my kids are always asking for the Minecraft money, and Roblox money too.
Robux, V-Bucks, this bucks, that bucks.
Oh, and the story about the blind man is a complete and total lie, by the way. He says the blind man walked all over them. They, did this, did that. My question is, how did this blind man get through life up until the point where Bree and Ty stepped in? How did the blind man change the locks? When he left the blind man's house, they went to go clean out their room. There were takeout containers with maggots in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband said that they're gonna stay pigeons and never soar with the eagles.
Exactly. And he said it today. He said the past is the past, which it is. The past, everybody has a past. But it's what you do with that past and how you learn and what you learn from it to make today better and the future better. What is he doing or what has he done to try to make himself better? I would love to know.
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. And everybody says, what are you doing to help yourself? I'm asking for help. It's in the sentence. Help itself is in the sentence. Yeah, you can ask for help, but months and months and months of doing this isn't help anymore. It's
Supporting.
right. And then to make, yes, somebody said that you choose this lifestyle. And then he said, well, then people choose cancer. And then when somebody said, stop playing victim, stop telling cancer patients to play victim. Excuse me? And then comparing it to SA. Sir, what?
Yeah, that's not okay.
Unless
No.
you've been a victim of SA, like there's just no. Why? I mean, I'm sure there's some people can talk about it, but unless you've been SA'd and you want that publicly out there, like you shouldn't be talking about it. Period. Like I don't, I've been there, done that, and like I wouldn't want to sit and talk about it in extent or bash anyone for it on a public platform.
No way.
And what else did he? Oh, about the veterans. Somebody said something about the vets, and he said pretty much, I don't know the exact words, but they chose their own demise. Excuse me? You what?
My boyfriend wants to go back, and I said hell no. He was deployed 3 times, and I don't know who is in there saying my boyfriend's not a vet, but he is. 3 times he was, 3 times. He's got terrible PTSD. Oh my gosh, he drives me crazy. And he fought for this country, and it just irks me how people bash vets, and it makes me terrible. Can't even talk. It makes me sad.
Vets sacrifice their time to let us be able to have the country we have, and they fight for us to be able to have freedom, and it disturbs my mind that he would go that low to say negative things about people that are defending our country.
Yes.
I'm going to drop down. I don't know if you saw my comment.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for coming up, Amy. Thank you.
And I followed most of you.
Okay, definitely. And welcome in. You're more than welcome to come in at any time.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, Amy.
Bye.
Have a good day.
And
Thanks
if any
for
of their
coming by.
followers ever needed help, they would never do. I don't even think they would buy anybody a coffee. I don't think they would ever.
My boyfriend
gets selfish.
He doesn't get upset, but he laughs at me because if I see a vet like in a restaurant or something, we pay for them.
Hey, I don't got much time. I'm still working, but I also wanted to say, I can't remember his exact words, but he said something about how easy like construction work is, like, and you don't got to be that smart to be a construction worker. He said something like that. I don't want to. I'm not quoting him. I don't remember the exact words, but it was something like you don't have to be that smart to be a construction worker.
Right.
That's some of the hardest work there is, and if it's so easy, then why don't he go do that? Because that's something he could. That's something he could even do on the on the down low.
You could become a flagger and just hold a sign and let traffic through.
Yeah, a lot of times you can find a job doing that stuff, under the table. But he's just too lazy. He just wants to sit in that room all day, and that's why he won't.
You can hold a flag for almost $30 an hour, and the training is literally like 3 hours on a computer.
Yeah, contracting is not easy work. You're out, you deal with or any kind of construction work. You deal with the weather. It's hard work.
Oh, it's terrible. My boyfriend is also a carpenter, and he builds houses, and it is the hardest thing we've had to spend hundreds on face masks and, oh my gosh, so much stuff for the elements of the weather.
Yep, but according to Ty, you don't have to be that smart to be a construction worker. So okay, Ty, why don't you go do that then? If it's so easy and you don't have to have no skills or nothing, then go do that. But he won't. He'd just rather get everybody else's money. And then I also, hey Brooke, I also want to tell you too is one thing that I don't know if you know who the Penny Fairy is, but he's kind of semi-retired, but he's one of the best awareness people in my opinion ever. But he said something one day, and it really resonated with me, and I tried to spread it. When you're watching these people, you got to think with your brain and not with your heart.
Yeah.
Because all these beggars, every single one of them, they target good people like you. You're their favorite type of people, the people that have good hearts and think with their heart. But you got to think with your brain instead of your heart.
That triggered a core memory. Sorry, I'm sure. I wanted to add this little part. About 2 months ago, Ty sent a live to me of one that they were watching, and it was a sweet lady named Joyce. She talks a lot about God, and she's an 80-year-old woman, and she goes live. So I feel like that they hang out in her live to follow her gifters in hopes that they can get them over there. And they go to elders' lives and they hang out and try to like make sweet comments in there. And then like I said, they get their followers to come to their lives, and then they have these 80-year-olds feeling sorry for them.
Exactly, because he says he don't believe in God. He said that out of his mouth.
Then he goes out and says, "Oh well, if you listen to them, you're not Christian."
Right, and a lot of the beggars you will see Lori Jones or Amanda Bowden. They will go into different beggars' lives to do exactly what you said. Follow your good gifters. Get them over to their side.
Yep.
See it all the time. All the time.
And
I'm gonna drop because I'm still working. So
okay. And yesterday, when it was brought up about like if somebody was ever in a dire need and if they had to turn to TikTok Live for any reason at all, like to have some like a board behind you saying, "I'll smash an egg over my head for $5." I mean, do something for the money. Don't just sit there and please. It's like Austin. I'm like, every day it's the same. If you know what I mean, like he tries to put a little bit of music or play video games, but. And yeah, drama gets more viewers, so that's how come whenever he plays video games, nobody ever wants to be in there. You know what I mean? But they want to, they come for the drama, but at the same time, the people that do want to see the show, it's just clickbait, really. A lot like they think they have all these supporters, but it's really like the only thing I ever really helped support was the Heart Me. I mean, I never was able to give. I have kids too,
Right.
Shiesty, are you still in here? Did you want to come up, hon? I know you said you were at work, and I think it's probably I think you're on private, so I couldn't see if you were requesting or not.
No.
I got a message once from a stranger that said, how much are you being paid to mod for them? And I was just like, nothing. They're like, well, then why do you do it? Are you really that naive? Like here, and they started showing me other awarenesses, and I was like, oh my God. These are like, because I think because they kept saying, oh, we're new to TikTok, we've only been on since November, and all this stuff, and I started watching during like holiday time. And I felt bad because they're like, we have nobody to spend Christmas with, we don't have, you know what I mean? And I was like, as a mom, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? And then I'd see all the, like a lot of the spam comments is where I started becoming a mod, where they would get the ones that said inappropriate things in their lives that were like over and over and over with the bad words.
Right, I get that.
So I would remove those, but then when he asked, he goes, all right, remove that comment, and it said something about, food stamps and assistance. I was like, in my mind, I started to wonder, why won't you answer if you have food stamps? Why won't you admit to having any help? Because, at least you'd be honest if you said, yeah, but we do get food stamps, but it's only $36. Well, or whatever the amount is, if it was not big enough for his liking or whatever, I don't know, but at least it's something. And if you have to manage what you have and build up from there, you can't just expect the world to just give and not do nothing at all. Then that's what I was like, my grandpa's wisdoms came to me and said, don't respect someone who's not respecting themselves. If they're not willing to try for themselves, why should I help them?
I agree. Cass, I'm going to drop down. Thank you for letting me come up. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Continue to do what you do. Brooke, just zealous. I was going to say just jealous.
My name's April.
Oh, hello,
if everybody can know my name now. I don't care. I changed it because everybody in April last year. I changed it last year because every time I'd watch those Fizz parties with the little drop, like the jewelry reveals, and that's something Bree can do too. She can literally build up sitting in that hotel room selling little jewelry cubes if she wants to work from home. I mean, there's ways to make money if you just want to stay at your house, but I mean, become a representative of some kind, like sell makeup.
Did anybody
Thank
know
you,
that?
Digital Deceiver. I will definitely try to catch one of your lives.
That'll be amazing.
I really appreciate everything today. And just everybody's kindness and understanding and listening and not judging me for, you know, just not knowing. You know what I mean? Like not knowing and not being aware. So I really appreciate all of you guys. My boyfriend did just text me and say he wants to meet for lunch in 20 minutes.
Girl, go get that food.
I'm gonna go meet him for lunch and take my dog to the park and yeah.
Yes.
And have a great day.
And Brooke, come back anytime. Anybody that's in here for the first time.
Yeah, Digital, thank you for being here. I'm sorry it's loud here. Thank you, Digital, for coming up. And Brooke, thank you too so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me up here and just thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for saving me some money and time and energy and just all of the above. I'll definitely be back. I think I followed mostly everybody in the boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Go enjoy that lunch.
Before you drop, I do want to commend you because it does take a lot to get up in a live where you kind of think you've heard so many wrong things about the folks that are here. But I do want to commend you for coming up here and being brave and listening. And I think that that's a great thing because there are a lot of folks that do get involved with some of these beggars and scammers, and they don't want to hear the truth because they're afraid that they're going to get attacked. But that's not what we're about over here. And I'm really proud of you for doing that, and everybody else who's been up to me.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And
And
can I request?
I'm gonna say no to the seafood boil.
I didn't mean to.
I live in
I
Minnesota.
can't talk much without coughing. I'm out. Sorry.
Somebody said go get a seafood boil. No. I'm in Minnesota, so we'll probably get a burger.
There you go.
And then we're gonna go to the sporting goods store, so I'm gonna bring my dog too.
Yeah, it was me. We always tease people because we're like, these beggars and scammers eat better than us. Like, I want a fucking seafood boil.
Oh yeah, no. I have no idea what he wants to get, but his go-to is, oh gosh.
Well, now that you're not giving to them, you could give the waitress a bigger tip that's actually doing a hard job.
Oh, I always tip. We're big tippers. Definitely.
And enjoy your day.
I will. Thank you, everybody in the comments that has been so sweet. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, I will. We went to Chinese last week for date night. Blech. But yeah, I'll be back sometime. If you guys are on later, I'll probably bop in.
All right, girl. Have a great day.
Yes,
Have
you
a good
too.
day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. It's great to meet you.
You too.
I recommended once that they went to Goodwill and go pick up a waffle iron or an electric skillet or anything to help them be able to eat in their room. And they said, we're not allowed to have extra appliances plugged in per the hotel rules. And that was when they were at the last hotel. And I said, well, when I worked at several hotels, I used to smell food coming down all the hallways and people used to cook in the rooms. Like, we can't stop you from plugging something in. I mean,
You'll learn with these beggars and scammers that they will make every excuse, like anything that's normal to us, that those rules never apply to them. It's like, it's always said, they make it sound like it's 10 times worse for them. Like, you'll start to notice that now.
Yeah, there's literally a lady on TikTok who does like hotel cooking to show people that you can eat well, and it's amazing.
Grilled cheese with an iron. I mean, sorry to interrupt.
No. It's, like you said, it's always an excuse. It's
I remember the one night when he came on to get. It was the first time I've seen him beg for money for food, and he was like, "We can't microwave in our microwave. We're not getting microwave food." Excuse me. Walk your butt to Dollar General or the dollar store, get some soup, and that's what you can eat. Like, you know, I don't know. You know, it's the entitlement. You know, and a lot of them have that entitlement. You know, not just him. It's a lot of them. You know,
Absolutely.
But the waffle iron to me was such a great idea because you would just literally need a bag of pancake mix and they have water in their room. You just pancakes all day long or waffles. I mean, and you could make tater tots in a waffle iron. There's so many different things. Like you could put cinnamon rolls in a waffle iron.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of stuff. It just doesn't look the same, but it tastes just as good. I've tried it.
Well,
You
his
put all that in the
mother.
air fryer too.
Yep. And his mother did say he likes to eat the bougie food, the organic, the bottled water, the expensive food. He doesn't
I
like
hate to
water.
tell him that a honey bun's not organic.
But exactly. Exactly.
And I am curious to know what her doctor's appointment was for. You know, that one that in one of their lives they were talking about Bree having an upcoming doctor's appointment or something.
Yep, I remember that.
And why does she go by Bree? Like Gabby don't sound anything like Bree.
Well, her name is Gabriana. Oh, her full name. So it's, Gabby.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm facepalm.
No. And, I know you've heard him say, we're all bullies. There's no truth. I mean, there's truth everywhere. And I never, ever put out their full names until they went and doxed us all. If I put out anything, or if we put out anything, it was always, their last name was redacted. Or, you know what I mean? Like, but they doxed us and
But with the Wesley thing, I have messages of in between us, and he said something along the lines, because at first he wouldn't live with a stranger. He's like, I'm not going to move in with some stranger off TikTok when Hot Mess was offering him a place, in the beginning. And he's like, I want to be on my own. I don't want to, somebody could do something to me and all this stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, he was okay to live with somebody, and he was trying to say, yeah, if your husband lets you stay in the extra room, I'll stay. Is he kind of, is he the jealous type and all this stuff? And I was like, I don't know if it will work, dude. I have 2 kids that live in my home, and I know nothing about you, guy. You know what I mean? Like, so it just seems like, for him to say, Wesley also to say, oh, if I could find somewhere free to live, I could build up and buy my own place. Well, you could live free at a shelter, buddy.
exactly. And a lot of them don't want to go in shelters because shelters
Rules.
have rules. Exactly.
Curfew and stuff, but you can like shelters. If you get off at 10 p.m. and you show up at 10:30, they'll probably have somebody open the door for you if you have proof that you really have a job and you're not bullying or blowing smoke up their butt or however you want to say it. I don't know, but I really feel like they get themselves in these predicaments and then trip up on their lies and then keep using the excuse of there's no open beds, and then the Bree and him, the Ty, they just don't want to get into what is it called, a shelter? From what I read, it's because they can't sleep in the same room.
Yes.
So what? So what?
In December, when I started covering them again, or when I started looking at them again, he said he can't get in because he doesn't follow the faith or take medicine, and she doesn't want to leave him. And then before Penny Ferry retired, back before TikTok went down for that 12 hours, he held alive. The shelters had openings at that time. They just don't want to go. They don't want to be separated. They don't want to follow. You can't go live at shelters. You can't do certain things. They don't want to. They just want to be comfortable.
It puts the other people's privacy at risk if they were to go live.
Exactly.
And some shelters have mothers and children, and people like domestic violence victims fleeing their situation, and they don't need to be seen in the background of somebody else's life.
Exactly. It's like she got kicked out of shelter because she went live. A lot of people on here have gotten kicked out of shelter.
I'm just mad at them, really. I just feel like no matter what anybody has tried to express to them about how he was worried about a paper trail and all this stuff, everything you do in life follows you. So even if he thinks say he thinks he gets a song produced, everybody's still going to remember you were a bum. You know what I mean?
Well, one of our friends was up in a box one time with one of our lives that we were holding on him, and he was willing, like he has, connections, music connections, was willing to help him, get his music out there, like give it to this person that he knew, and he disrespected him so much. Like I'm sure you've seen him up in a box where it's, he acts like a child. He, starts cursing people out. He cursed this gentleman out, and he was dropped. And, just like he can't hold a conversation.
I think he has ODD, that defiance
Oh,
disorder,
he most
that
definitely
children
has that.
outgrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
he's
what
never
his-
outgrown it.
Yeah, that's what his mother has said. And my son has that too. Like I said, I know everybody's different. I know everybody's different. But, like, you have to grow up at some point and be like, or get therapy, or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fortunately, his personality is that of like someone who has such a sense of entitlement that no matter what you tell him, you will never be right. He will never be able to see something from a different perspective unless it personally affects him.
Right.
And that's sad because that will never change. Like, and sorry to say, but it no matter how much awareness, how many people go after him or whatever that happens with him, the only way he's going to learn is when he is personally effective and hits rock bottom. But all we can do is just keep making the people that he affects on his way aware so that they don't continue to be affected by him, because he's going to take money from somebody who, and I'm sure he already has, but he's going to take money from somebody who really needs it. Like, it could probably be somebody's car payment or somebody's grocery money, and they're running around doing whatever they do, and this person is struggling.
Yeah.
Yep. We had somebody in a box that, it could have been $20. I can't remember the exact amount, but let's say she gave her, them $20. Well, that next week, or whenever it was, she was $20 short on her car payment. And I'm not saying that Bree and Ty do drugs. I'm not saying that they do anything like that. What if somebody gives somebody else on this app, like we cover Jordan Paul,
just enough for an OD, that's gonna live on their conscience.
Exactly. It's that's why we always say give locally, go to your school, give money in a
shelter, like to the people that actually help the homeless.
Right. Give money to your local shelter. Give money to the local school for kids.
Amber Victoria, where is she now?
Hey, B. Shiesty. I don't know if you have time to come up now. If you'd like, you don't have to.
Yeah, whose live is she in now? Is what I'm asking you.
Can Gerber life money be redirected? Like, so say if she said she wanted to go to school, because I know somebody who cashed theirs out and used it for their first apartment and car. They didn't use it for school. So can she have it redirected? Like, did she ever even really enroll in school? Like,
it was like a Gerber fund.
But what I mean is, like, how do we know she even went to school in the first place? Like, what if she just cashed it out and spent it all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's a great question. I don't know. I know she has videos on the page that she was going to some kind of university or some kind of college there in town in May.
I have watched them block a supporter, and him just yesterday. Yesterday, I watched him tell Heather, "You've never helped, you've never supported, blah, blah, blah," and blocked her immediately. And that lady, I literally have watched her throw big gifts, and I'm pretty sure she did send money, you know?
And Heather had sent me, I don't know if she's still in here, she sent me a screenshot of what she sent in.
Yeah.
She's from like November to January.
So she helped a little bit. So like she was trying to be, you know, some people can't afford to be like, here's $100. You know what I mean? But she did help, and they still blocked her.
Yep. Yep.
So it's weird. It's just weird. Like, how did they know that she wasn't going to give more? Like, she just asked a question in the chat and said, you know.
And that's what he got, $411 on December 14th. Wow. Blocked that lady and was on December 16th asking for more money.
Oh man, I saw that live. The replay or whatever, the awareness.
Yep.
But honestly, I'll tell you guys something. I had to go on my daughter's account to see some of this awareness stuff, because at the time when I was trying, like, people were trying to warn me, I was being blocked by the awareness pages because I was stupid.
Well, and you know what? I'll admit, I blocked you. I'll admit, I unblocked you, but I blocked you. It was when the doxing was happening. You know, a lot of things were happening along that time.
Yeah, and I was at work most of the time, so I'd get off work and find out like 10 new things happened, over exaggerating, but you know what I mean? So things would change, and I'm like, I didn't know, I'm sorry.
No, it's a lot of things were happening, not just with Brie and Ty. A lot of things were happening with the group at that point, and
I do think Les has a problem with a habit. I think, you know, other than just, I don't know how to, like, you know, rugs or whatever, I think that, like, the booze has something to do with a lot of his.
Yeah, you know, I've seen videos on her page with her drinking as well. They were older, you know, nothing recent. That's why I've never really brought it up, you know, because I don't have proof. But I there could be, you know, we can only speculate.
Somebody's bound to know him and start speaking out on his behalf eventually. Like, his family's going to surface, or one of his old roommates, or somebody's bound to say, yeah, Wesley has done this X, Y, and Z, because how he always pleads out with this, I've never touched anything ever. Yeah, okay. Ever? How'd you get in the spot you are? I understand some people have been clean and ended up homeless because, like, say they had a health condition that made it to where they couldn't work, and then they didn't get disability in time, or, you know, they did, you know what I mean? Stuff does fall through the cracks, and people do end up homeless on accident. But he's not trying to do anything to better it. And even when everybody's said, hey, these are the things you got to do, and the whole, you have to have a referral to get into a shelter. No, you don't. I've never heard of that. Not ever.
No.
Nope. And I know it, like in Wes's case in California, there's a lot, you know, a lot of help out there.
Because I'm from Alaska originally, and the shelters would get full, but they had a very good step program that would keep most of their homeless people. Like, they'd have like the what are they called? The stats, or the graph charts of the percentages of people who ended up being homeless were like reduced by a lot with the steps that they had. They're like, they would get them into a low income apartment, you know what I mean? And it would be on their, based off of their earnings, and then they'd work their way up, you know, and then they would stay out of homelessness as long as they kept working and doing the things, you know. But I just feel like I just feel like they want their hand in every single person's pocket. Like, they want the fame. They want to be important on the app. They want to be popular. You know, like, he thinks he's, like, if he can't handle the stress of the bullying now, like, then he's, you know, what do you think happens to famous people? Like, like celebrities get hate, you know, but they are far from a celebrity status.
Exactly.
And
look at Eminem.
Like,
I always use Eminem as an example for him, because you know how Eminem struggled growing up.
Yeah.
But, you know, he didn't take that and come onto an app and say, oh, I got this great music. I mean, we'll be real. It's definitely better. But I mean, he didn't come onto an app hoping for a hope and a dream. He went and worked in a factory to make money, and he started doing stuff at nighttime, battling to get himself out there. Like, Ty doesn't try to do any of that, and it's been mentioned to him before.
Yeah. Yep. And what was I going to say? He always says, you know, you haven't been in our situation. I have been homeless. I have been in a shelter. I did
Me
what I
too.
had. Yep, I did what I had
While
to do.
watching them, we got served an eviction notice that we got straightened out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yep, yep. I did what I had to do. They helped me get back on my feet, get me in a place, and life went on. But yeah, you don't. People have been through that. There's somebody in the group that's been homeless a couple times. Like, I don't know.
Hiccups happen in life. It's just a matter of how you get back on your path, and you don't just sit there and throw your hands up in the air and hope that people just carry you around the rest of your life. It's just not going to happen. I mean,
Right. And it's like we said, there's always you can ask for a hand up. If you come on a couple times, or if I need help with an electric bill, or and if it's only a couple times, so be it. I'm not going to sit there and cover you. We're not going to waste our time. But
yeah, but they don't even provide proof. Like, if I was say if my lights were about to get cut off, I would Sharpie out my personal information and be like, look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh, or emails. I'm sure if she was really enrolled in school, there would be a mile-long list of emails of different teachers, or, little dates that things are due and all the things. Like, there would be some kind of proof they could be like, hey, look at this, or even the receipts to their room. How do we know that that's not just being covered by an entity of a church? What if it's already paid and every day they ask for $80 and they are using it on their habit?
Yep. Exactly. And I've always said, if I ever, which I would never, but if I ever had to come to this app, I need help with my cell phone bill. Oh, well, can I pay for you? You sure can. Here you go.
Yeah. Pay the company, please do. I would let somebody pay for my room. I don't care if you were so desperate in a situation of needing somebody to pay for even a hotel room, I'm pretty sure that person, if they were taking the kindness of their own heart to pay, they're not going to be immediately maybe later, if they had to provide proof, but they're not immediately going to say, hey, I paid for their room and they're at this hotel, and dox them immediately. You know what I mean? Like, if someone was kind enough to cover their room out of their pocket directly to the hotel room, why don't they take that help? And that's lame.
I always say the same thing about people who are asking for food, and then someone will say, well, I'll, Walmart deliver you whatever you need. And they're like, oh no, we don't want anyone to have our address. So you think that the Walmart delivery man is in cahoots with the person that's buying you food to what? Fluff you up before they unalive you?
Right.
Like, come on. You have babies in there, you're crying, you need food, but you won't accept,
or a pickup order, even. Go to the store and go get it yourself.
Right.
And that's something too you'll notice with a lot of the beggars and the scammers. Everybody goes through a dark time in their life. Everybody does. We all will, right? And you may need the help. But it's like, even if you're getting donations for a hotel room, or somebody's helping you with a Walmart order for food, if they're, like Ryan said, if they're not so protective that they'll actually let you send it, what are you doing after you get that to try to save up the extra money to get yourself out of that hole? Like, there's a difference between being in that dark place and people helping you out, and you not coming back on here day after day after day. But when it's every day for months, years, things like, at that point, that's when you have to sit back and reevaluate and say, obviously this is a known behavior for you, and this is how you will always be until you actually stop getting that money.
I feel like they don't really truly love each other sometimes, because of the fact that if they did, they would take the sacrifices needed, because sometimes you have to sacrifice things in love. You know what I mean? So just because you can't sleep next to each other, you know what I mean? If you loved each other enough, you would do that for a month or two so you could sleep together forever. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make small steps and sacrifice things to get to where you need to be. And even, that's just where I drew the line, is just basically like, if they can't stay in a shelter and stay separated, like, do they have that much of a trust issue against each other that they don't trust each other overnight away from each other? Like, it doesn't make sense.
No,
you're absolutely right. And
they're that codependent. They're codependent on each other, literally. Like, that's how codependent they are. They can't be separated. They literally would go through, maybe not so much Ty, but definitely Bree. There would be some type of heartbreak there if they were separated. But again, point well made. If you're separated, the shelters make you get out of there for a certain amount of time in the day, in which you have nothing else to do. So that's when you should be out looking for a job.
Yes.
Yep, exactly. If I was
But
with somebody, I'd be like, babe, I love you, but this is what we're doing. I'll meet you at the end, or, you know.
Yeah. So they don't have unconditional love for each other because they can't even make sacrifices for each other to get ahead.
Exactly.
Speaking of hotel rooms, Tim and Angela just got off. They were begging for lunch money and hotel room money.
Oh my, did they get it?
They got some food money. He said they'd be back.
Of course he's going to be back because, let me guess, he missed a phone call again today?
Oh, I don't know. I have to go back and listen.
Let me
Yeah.
guess, they're going to Texas Roadhouse.
To the
I
next
know
one.
Bree and Ty drink too because she made a video of mixing wine with some kind of other thing. And I watched that, which led me to her belly dancing alibi video. And I'm just like, she is literally his alibi because, like, she'll say anything he wants her to say. And if she speaks out of term, that's when the mic gets muted and his body language looks like he's shouting at her, you know?
I got
he
muted
does yell at her.
yesterday. I got muted yesterday in Tim and Angela's live because I asked more than once, if your job depends on answering the phone, why not go sit somewhere where there's Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I saw it. I have it recorded.
Go to McDonald's. As
Yeah.
long as you're not loitering, they won't kick you out. So order something off the app because it's cheaper.
It's every day with them. Like the other day, he was talking about getting double cheeseburgers from like McDonald's, I guess, and like double quarter pounders. That's what it was.
Yep.
And then it was somebody bought him pizza.
Yep. And then he got on 15 minutes later after he ate the pizza to start asking for money for dinner and a hotel room.
And
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny that she put that video out there, basically like throwing it in people's faces. Yeah, just want to let everybody know we got a new car. Pretty soon we'll be in a new home. Like, you didn't have to be smug, entitled. And
Oh, yeah.
guess what your man was doing while you guys were trying to live the entitled life off of whatever chunk of money you got? Absolutely nothing. That's why you're in the car right now.
Yep. They've had the dog.
Yeah, the dog's in the back seat sleeping.
Yep. Yeah, they've had it since I started watching them last year.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. I hope that video is still out there for people to see. It's fun. It's so funny. She's so sick, but she can go to the gym.
Yep, it's on Country Boy for Life, and I have the videos too. I just haven't posted them yet, but
Yeah, and why are you getting Dunkin' when you had the people on TikTok buy you a damn coffee maker?
mm-hmm.
And not a cheap one. It's a fancy one. I think that video is still on their page.
Yep, they had a whole
Right,
big wish
too.
list during Christmas time with a fancy ass coffee maker.
Mm-hmm.
Warning: Melanie's dry begging in the comments for pizza.
Melanie, what did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
She needs $137 worth of pizza.
I missed
better
my
share.
opportunity. I missed my opportunity when we had like 300 people in here to ask if anyone had any food stamps for
You
sale.
better stop it.
Carol Sue does.
And there's an area of like where middle class workers, like that's where we are. We make too much for food stamps, but we you know what I mean? We're paying our rent and our food because we were on assistance for a while. But my husband, had a 3-month break from his he was union, and it was dry, no work, and so I was like, babe, you got to do something. So he got a job on the other side, and we have to make a sacrifice. He's gone every week and only comes home on the weekends in hopes that hopefully within the next month we'll be able to have our debt caught up, because we're almost there, to be able to move our family to the other side to have a better life, and do better things, but it takes work, and they just don't have it in them. And I mean, that's where my husband said that something happened along the years of when these apps started to come out, where the entitlement happened, and where people are like, I remember when my kid was like 5, he was like, I'm going to be a streamer. And I was like, that's just a hobby. You don't want to grow up and be that. It's not consistent enough money, baby boy. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about a real, and then he said the army, and army is a very constructional thing for kids to want to grow up and do. But at the same time, as a mom, you're not like, go in, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, if you want to, we'll see when the time comes, because I didn't want to say, I don't want to lose my kid to the Army. You know what I mean? But at the same time, now that I'm older and more mature about it, if that's really what he wants to do, it would be a very constructive way to help himself, his family. You know, like, you get paid and you can get school. Just like, okay, so like even with McDonald's, they have programs to where once you work there, after you meet your 90-day period, you go to your boss and you say that you're very interested in furthering your education, and they have scholarship grants up to $70K. They cover it. They pay for all of it as long as you pass. But if you fail, that's what you sign the contract for. If you fail the classes, you have to pay.
Yep. Same thing with a couple convenience stores here in town where I live. They'll send you to college. You can go, you can work, but you got to pass. And yeah, absolutely.
So that's an incentive right there. And they get free food every day. Like, they have a free meal every day, and they get a paycheck, and they pay for your school. And you know what I mean? Like, there's ways to use a job to help yourself even more with some places, like painting companies. Like I said, why don't you go detail cars? That's easy, and once you detail cars long enough, and a painter, an apprentice there, that paints cars in a body shop might take you under his wing and start teaching you stuff. And then they put you through classes too, if you want,
Exactly.
Same here. Some of our apartment buildings that we have here, like the foreman or the maintenance guys, they'll give them a room or, an apartment in exchange for doing maintenance every day.
Yeah, my ex used to have a $500 deductible. Like, they would take $500 off his rent. So then he moved in with another maintenance guy. So they had $1,000 off their rent, and they were literally only having to pay $100 each, because it was, you know what I mean, $2,200. And then, they already had a roommate, but they had it all worked out to where they were paying each just this little bitty bit because they both worked for the company.
Hell yeah,
smart.
Why not?
It's just crazy that they just, every single thing, like how you guys were saying, if he can stand in front of a camera live, he could do a lot of jobs that do that. Like weathermen do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Weathermen get paid a lot of money to be wrong. I'm just saying.
You got that right.
Just all kinds of stuff that it really was waking me up, like, because I was never really interacting with them indirectly until the last month. Like, I started to reach out and message and be like kind of like a false check-in, because I don't really care how they were doing, because I'm struggling as is too. Like, I have my own ends, but in the back of my mind, I still have compassion for others. And I'm like, man, I wonder if they're really gonna, like, if they're truthful or if I'm dumb, and I was realizing more and more, I'm like, man, I'm so naive. I am really, like, I need to pull the wool over my, pull it up. Can't see,
Yeah. Next time Brooke comes in, I hope she has a good sense of humor, because I'm definitely going to tease her about that. What she said, do you guys know what it means when you're in second place?
Oh, God.
And I get it. Everybody has a big heart, and you want to help. We get it, but, and there's no reason to make up lies. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's a good manipulator.
Yep.
Thank everybody, for the gifts. While unnecessary, very, very much appreciated. You guys are sweet. Thank you.
And I want to make it clear that we don't cash out our gifts.
I give them back. Yeah, I cash them for coins.
Exactly. That's what, Ty loves to say, oh, they're getting clout and money off of us. No. And I put a post up there. Nothing's attached to this. I've never. Somebody yelling at you, Cass.
Cass is going by a construction site.
I really thought they're standing outside of their car fucking dancing.
We were protesting for a second. I was like, oh God, Cass, what'd you just drive into?
Good for them.
Cass, join them.
I really
start dancing around your car too.
We have
really
some
did think they were
panhandlers
talking to me though.
in our town that stand on the corner with a cardboard sign. And there was a guy that did that, and he literally did walk around the corner and get into his BMW. You know what I mean? So I just, that alone, like, how do we know that they don't do that too? Like, how do we know that they don't panhandle on the corner as long as, like, how much money do they really get?
Yeah.
I mean, if they got food stamps, like, I mean, each one individually, since they're not married, I don't know how much they could get as a single adult each, but adding it all into equation, and then them probably getting, they can go and get medical, they can, all the things that they do get for doing nothing. And it just boggles my mind that they can't go to a job center and sit there for an hour a day.
Yep. Yeah, there was a woman up here in the big city where I am in the capital, and she would go and she'd stand on the corner, in the intersection. She'd collect her money, and they caught her getting into her Mercedes. And
Yeah.
they actually made it a law that in that town, in that part of the county, that you can't panhandle on the street anymore.
Kelsey, I'm done with you. No, they said like "Ayo, bitch" or something like that. So I'm like, oh, someone I know's here. But
if he has his...
Kelly said, I heard, show us your beehole.
Yeah, just if you come in here, you'll hear quite off the wall things from us. Please don't think we're crazy.
I'm crazy too. But I've had a couple evaluations in my life, and they said at the very beginning, they said I had a borderline personality disorder. So that's probably why I can be like more empathetic than my family, I guess, because like I have a bigger heart than they, like, things like, even my husband says, babe, you care too much. You need to stop. I mean, let's focus right here. You know what I mean? And I have to be redirected a lot because I will get caught up in circle on a topic longer than it really needs to be. You know what I mean? There's times where I'm just like, I know I'm right about something, you know what I mean? And I get stuck there, and I've wanted to be on board with them for a little bit to be able to know what's true and what's not true, and that's pretty much why I modded. I mean, and that's as soon as I had seen that he was milking the system and lying about SSI, and in the back of my mind, I wondered if he even got SSI. I'm like, how is he even getting SSI? There's nothing wrong with him. Because, like people say, people with autism or any kind of stigmatism at all, like, they could have a trigger and still have a daily job and just let their boss know in the beginning, hey, sometimes I might need to come up to you and ask for my break early, or if you if you express these things to your employer, it's not going to hinder you not getting the job indirectly, I'd say, but I just feel like the more open you are with the boss, the easier your time will be with them, because my boss knows that there's going to be times that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm emotional. But people go through changes of life and things in their life, but they still keep going. So, like, I'm a little crazy too. I was crazy trying to believe them. I know that.
Don't let these people second guess or question yourself about the person you are.
Yeah. I try.
It's nice out today. It's beautiful out here.
It is.
Hey, Ryan Ray. Can you hear me? When I get off work, I'm going to go live. Can you come up in my box for just a second, please?
That depends. How much are you going to pay me?
Don't do it. It's a trap.
I don't like Gatorade, but I sure do like Powerade.
What time you, Otto? What time you get off? I already know what this is about. I want to be there.
I don't know. I got one more. I'm at my last stop right now. I'm just joking. It's a joke I have with her. I always say, someone dropped Ryan Ray.
Oh.
Yes.
I just want to come in my box so I can drop it.
Oh my God, Otto.
I love Otto. He sent me a very informative video yesterday of someone talking highly of me.
Oh yeah, you can ask these guys in here. I was pissed.
That's what I thought you were going. That's what I thought it was about. That's what I was like. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I dropped myself out of the box because I got pissed. Like,
he came in here looking for you, Ryan. He was like, "Is Ryan Ray here? I need to see Ryan Ray right now."
Yeah, he messaged me. He was like, call this number. You could call the box. Just call me. I was like, you need me to call you? He was like, yeah.
He was pissed. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't
That
call
was
him blocked. Otto has my number, and he's been calling me all night, all day. Otto, stop.
well, if you quit sending the feet pics, I would. But, oh shit. See, we have fun in here. That's what I like about these you guys.
Absolutely.
Beth, did you mean to request?
We always have fun.
Yes, we do. That we do.
Yeah. Otto told me about what that man was saying about me again. I seriously think he likes me. I think this is his way of
Yeah.
showing how he feels about people.
And I don't know if you've seen it earlier. Someone was talking about how some of the awareness people bully and say mean things. I was like, if you're looking for that, go to the bald-headed guy. He's like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not quite sure how I want to handle it yet, but for now, anyone that truly knows me knows that's not true. So I'm not really
yeah.
sweating it, but I'm telling you, he's pushing my fucking buttons big time.
Oh,
Hey, Scotty, thank you.
yeah. Something's got to be. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't want to react out of anger. I don't want to go over there and try to talk to him. I've done that already. He doesn't let you speak, or he just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. He never takes accountability for any mistakes. Like, I tried to be nice. When that lie didn't work about me, I guess he had to come out with this one. I can promise you that what he is saying is so far from the truth. But yeah, again, I'm not worried because people that know me know that he is a liar. And if that's what he has to do to get his followers, I'll let him dig his own hole for now.
Right.
I haven't quite figured out how exactly I'm definitely gonna do something because it's not okay, and I won't let people think that I'm easily pushed around either. I know I'm like, usually the Switzerland or whatever you want to call it. I try to keep the peace. I don't do drama, but I'm not taking it lightly at all whatsoever. My child is on this app. She is a black woman, and it's not okay. What he's saying. He has no reason at all to speak on me, period. But especially to say something like that.
When there a lot of you got a lot of people in here, all of you guys here in here, I've known for quite a while, and I know you guys are just good people. So when I hear somebody deliberately making up lies, sick lies about any of my people that I care about, I get upset, especially when it's a grown man talking like that about a woman, and telling a woman to pull up. Come on, a man telling a woman to pull up. It's disgusting to me.
It is.
And then threatening to stomp them out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's disgusting, dude.
And then what he said about Mike. I don't know if you guys heard that, but he told Mike to pull up. He said, well, I would tell him to pull up, but he'd have to wheel up. That's disgusting. Mike is one of the nicest guys on here.
That's not because he knows no one's going to actually catch a case for that man, which is exactly what he's going to do if you were to go there, is get on, call 911 or whatever. That's not happening. I have way too much going for me to let him affect my life like that. But I will find a way, as I always do.
You're smart. You've been around a while.
Yeah.
Take him.
Yeah. Oh, there wasn't that long. It was like a couple days ago, and I don't know if it was really Auburn in there or if it was a fake Auburn account. But there was an Auburn account in there, and he's like, he's the account was commenting, and he was just ignoring it, and then he's like, "Is that Auburn still in here, or is that the fake Auburn?" But he kept saying, he calls him something different. He don't call him Auburn, fake burn or something like that.
Fake burn, yeah. Fake burn.
Yeah, he calls them fake burn. It might have been the fake one. I'm not sure. I know the fake one is missing a period in the at.
Yeah, I
But
think I was driving, so I wasn't like paying attention. I just seen a little bit. Yeah, it's
Fake
so nice out.
burn.
Yeah.
he's definitely jealous. He's definitely jealous.
I think he really didn't like it when it backfired on him the last time he tried to lie on me when it was his live, but a lot of people that were in there were supportive of me. I think like that really it was a blow to his ego because obviously he has a big one. So yeah,
Let's clarify. Big ego.
Yeah,
Well, and what his type, if he whatever he calls himself, awareness, whatever, that shit don't work. Look what happened to here today. You know,
Yeah.
absolutely 100% works what we do.
Otto, I was in a live one time and it was a I don't remember whose it was. It was a beggar scammer live, whatever. And there was somebody that was about to donate. So people were talking to her, but he was being very rude, saying stuff like, well, I'll exploit you next, blah, blah, blah. And her comment back to him was, you make me want to donate more. And I said to him, clearly this is a sign that what you're doing is not working.
If you remember right, that's exactly what happened with SP. People started gifting scammers and beggars because they hated they did not like SP. Like in a way, it's the same way with him.
Yeah. Well, she was. She came over. She was Bria Ty's mod also, and she explained how she left them both. Yeah, she retired. She hung up her mod hat.
All right, I'm gonna jump in the chat. I'm at my last stop, but
Okay.
All right.
Yes, Just Zealous. Ty did that with an account and went in there and called himself a name that I'm not going to repeat. A not nice name. And yesterday commented on my video with that same account. So he did it to get that reaction, that sympathy, that, you know.
That's what I mean is they have these extra accounts that they will use to manipulate the whole entire chat. You know what I mean? Like they will act like it's not them talking to themselves and making the pity worse. And he'll say, oh my gosh, can you believe that they said that? Like you said it yourself. I mean.
Yep. Like he said, oh, this is what they support. They support this. No, we do not. Like, what? Why would we ever?
No, you know something's up when comments get blocked immediately. When comments coming from real accounts telling the truth about them, they get blocked immediately. But when they make fake accounts and they write things in their chat from other devices to gain sympathy, it's funny how long they last before they get muted or blocked.
Yeah. Exactly. That's where I caught on. I was like, how come he's letting that person just run amok? And then when he told me, I was honestly, I'm going to tell the truth. I was the one that I never used to block anybody. I'd only mute them. And normally it was like a temporary mute. And then he's like, no, the mute needs to be for the entire live. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Cause I'm new to this. You know, I was like, well, I figured they'd get a warning first or something, you know? And then straight up, he was like, if anybody talks about food stamps again, just block them.
Mm-hmm.
That was all for one that I was not forced. He didn't make me, but he was just like, that needs to go. And then afterwards, I was like, isn't that the guy that was supposed to help you? And he's like, no, he keeps saying that, but he's not gonna. And I didn't know that All for One was an awareness live. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, you know? So then I click on it and I'm finding all this stuff out and I'm like, well, you might want to, you know, I seen all the part of the fight and where he went into the box finally and he just would scream and interrupt everybody and have a fit. Basically, he was just having a toddler tantrum, and I'm like, well, he doesn't want to face the day. He doesn't want to have a job. He's already said that. Like when he had his hair in braids that were upward, that Bree did his hair in braids. I don't know how long that's been, but he was like shouting in a video saying that I can't work, she can't work. Well, you guys can literally work. I mean, there's people that put, the little fuzzy things that go on the outside of hangers from the dry cleaners. My mother-in-law, for a long time, she used to put those little foam things on the hangers for the dry cleaners when she was unable to like stand up and work. She was still able to do that sitting down. So she didn't want to do nothing at all, so they still let her stay employed doing that. I mean, there's jobs that you can get that can work around whatever you have going on. We have a few people at my job that have high functioning autism, and they're great. I'm like, you should be a manager. You're great.
And if he does have autism, because my son is high functioning, he's very high functioning.
Yeah.
If he does have autism, that's what he has. And let me tell you, they're very, very smart.
Sometimes I'm just like, because they can remember numbers. Like each person has a different type, It's like, so, like one of my friends has, I don't know how to pronounce it right, but it's like Asperger's,
Yeah.
And
that's what my son has, and he's like
crunch
awesome.
numbers all day. I mean, he's really good at math.
Yep, that's my son.
And guys, we're not
I
saying.
definitely
We're not
don't
saying.
have that one.
Oh, sorry. We're definitely not saying like we don't understand anybody that is disabled and can't work. We're not saying that you have to work. We're not saying that no matter what your disability is, there's a job out there for you. That's not what we're saying.
Right.
We have an issue with the people that are coming on here using it as an excuse to take from good-hearted people. That's all. If you're in a relationship and your husband is the provider, vice versa, your wife is the provider, hey, boo-hoos to you. I'm happy for you. I hope you take the time and heal and get better. Do what you love while going through that. So we're not saying that. We don't understand anyone who says they cannot work. We're not saying that at all. We have the issue with coming on here
You don't have to
today.
be disabled to not work. Your mental health could go
Right.
down the drain because you lost somebody close to you.
Right. You could be a stay-at-home mom because your husband is the breadwinner. It's whatever your situation is, we're completely okay with that. We just have an issue with people taking advantage of good people on here every single day while doing nothing to help themselves.
That's where I'm at too. I was just like, you guys aren't no effort at all, at all. Like they couldn't even take their phone to show us they're going on a walk to the state building to help themselves. There's no proof at all that they've done anything. Like that's what I was trying to say to them because you can only chat so much in the small little chat bars. So sometimes my sentences would be broken or whatever or the spelling that really got under my skin because I'm not the best speller, you know what I mean? But you still understand what I'm trying to say to you. I mean,
Exactly.
you read through the lines. I mean, provide proof. They're not providing any proof. And that's why when they're like, well, where's the truth? You're providing the truth by not providing proof yourself. People, yeah, there's awareness pages saying things, but they might not have the exact proof yet. You know what I mean? Or they have found pieces, but they're going to compile it and present it all, to them as needed. But it's just like, he could say, here's a screenshot of all of the places I've applied for, or this is what I've tried to do, to help myself. And he don't. He could literally put carts away at Safeway.
Something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they don't live in a legal
He could be
state.
taking an online course. He could be going to school. There's so many things. You know what I mean?
The other thing I've caught on to is a lot of his videos. Some of them, he looks blasted. Like he is blazed in those videos. Roasted. 420 roasted. And they don't live in a legal state unless you have a green card. I looked into that too. I'm like, how is he always looking like that if you're not even allowed to do that there?
All Bree needs to get her ID is her social security number. DMV said that they would be able to look it up if she had her social security number. And he said she doesn't know it.
I don't know how it is there, but here you don't have to have anything. If you lose your ID, you go up there and they'll pull your ID up, look at you, and be like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely you,"
Yeah.
and print you out a brand new one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to give them nothing.
Well, in my state, they give you a paper copy and then they mail you your hard copy. And so even if they're trying to say, "Oh, we have nowhere to mail," you can get mail at the hotel that you're staying at. And even if you got kicked out on the street, you could still tell the hotel, hey, I'm going to be back in a week to pick up my mail. There's hotels that get mail all the time.
Exactly. It's just excuse after excuse.
They can have their mail held at the local post office. Like, there's so many things. Like, I told that to Wes, too. I was just like, every time you come up with an excuse, the reason why you're getting so roasted is because people know that you're trying to find loopholes to get out of the fact that you can be doing these things on your own. And he said that he thinks he needs a caregiver, and that's what his mods were doing. They're his caregivers, is what he wants to refer them to as. I'd never give him any money. I did heart me him a couple of times, but I've even chatted with him live, and he goes, normally I block whoever or not block, but he goes, normally I mute whoever is in my box next to me when I battle. So, I'm giving you an exception or something, you know what I mean? And I was just like, well, at least I get to say more talking than typing, because when you're trying to communicate in the chat in that tiny little box, you'll say something, 5 other people will say something, and then your sentence is broken because they're not piecing it together,
And not only that, a lot gets misconstrued through text because sometimes it depends on what kind of mood the person is in. Like if someone's pissed off and you say something and you're not even being rude, they may take it that way because they're not in. Right. So it is hard to communicate through text sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard.
That's what I'd said to him too, is that a lot of the things get misconstrued in text, depending on exactly what you said, is that the mood they're in when they're receiving the message is really big to do. And I don't have punctuation when I type, so that also can mess things up.
Yeah, like I asked a lady yesterday, her name was Moni, I think. She was in McDonald's sitting there where she has 3 kids. She's asking for help for a room, but they're all eating. And I was like, no hate whatsoever. I'm genuinely asking, why would you spend money on fast food if you need a place to stay?
Yeah.
And
Happy Meals in my town are over $5.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to get the $5 McDonald's box because you get the 4-piece nugget, you get a sandwich of your choice, you get a fry and a drink, So a $5 meal box, you get more food than you would in a Happy Meal. The Happy Meal is all plastic and paper.
And her response was, well, it's not like we're sitting here eating Olive Garden or Chick-fil-A. No, that's not really a reason. I'd much rather have my children with a roof over their head eating peanut butter and jelly than a sundae from McDonald's, and we have to sit here until strangers pay for our room. It's just, I don't get it.
When Wes worked at McDonald's, I never got to ask him what he did there, so I'm kind of curious to know what his position was, because you could be like grill, service, maintenance. And so, being as that I said that, is that I have a really hard job. I'm maintenance. You have to clean the hoods, the grills, the floor, the toilets. You know what I mean? And you don't really have to deal with the guests unless everybody else's hands are tied and you were trained on the front counter or whatever. You might take an order, but normally you would just direct them to a kiosk and go about your business. So when he says he doesn't want to interact with the public and he needs a job that is more lower profile job to where he has less stimulation with people, there's ways to do it. He could be a custodian. You know what I mean?
He could be a stalker at a grocery store.
Yeah. He could face items.
They make decent money.
Even do it at graveyards, so you're not even, you know what I mean? Like, he could be working from 10 at night until 6 a.m. and then, you know what I mean? So if he doesn't want to be seen by the public or whatever his excuse is on not working, that's where I was at. I was like, there's so many different types of, because I didn't know he didn't have a license and never had a car and all this weird stuff he said. But I was like, well, you could always find a job that's within walking distance of wherever hotel you've gotten paid for the last week when he was at that one. He could have done so much more. You don't, just because you have the hotel room paid for, you don't need to stay in it all day. I mean, my husband, every once in a while, because he sleeps in our car when he goes to the other side. That's how we're saving money. You know what I mean? The seat folds down, he put memory foam down, and he sleeps in there, and then he'll shower at truck stops, or he'll get a hotel in the middle of his week, shower up, get all his, good night's rest, and then finish out the rest of his week. But that's why I kept asking about the breakfast thing, because with the whole Thai thing saying they don't get breakfast, they might not have at the other hotel, but my husband stayed at a Hotel 6 and a Red Lion, and a Quality Inn, and they didn't do breakfast as a served hot breakfast or anything, but they had grab bags that had honey buns, Uncrustables, a Danish, an apple. Like they had like a grab bag that you could take each day if you wanted it. It had like an oatmeal cookie in it. You know what I mean? So they're lying. You know what I mean? Like if you get a grab bag each day, and even if you're not eating all the stuff that moment, you might have a couple of snacks out of it throughout the day. And the one of the things I did try to say, I was like, well, if you guys do stay at a hotel that does do a continental breakfast, like take some up to your room and stash like an apple away for later. Like there's food pantries, there's ways, there's ways for them to make, and that's what bothered me is like when I brought up the whole get a waffle iron. Oh, we're not allowed to have appliances. Well, you guys break every other rule in the world, so I mean, what's a waffle iron gonna do?
Did you ever look at the block list and see how many people were blocked?
No, I barely knew how to do the modding until the very end there, honestly. Like, I wasn't getting good until the end where I was like, oh, this is how you can change the mute settings. I didn't even know that there was because I just would mute people for 5 seconds, and then he's like, no, you have to have it set to entire live. And I was like, well, and that's when I noticed there was like 30 seconds, 5 minutes, like there's times, and I was like, oh, cool, there's settings, And then for a while there, I wasn't a mod. I asked him, I was like, how come I'm not a mod? What did I do? And he goes, you're still a mod. No, that was Wes. He goes, you're still a mod. You're still a mod. And then all of a sudden I went back and that little thing came back to my name. So I think there'd been times that I've upset him with the questions or with the things I would say in the chat by saying, hey, how about try this? And you could see his face, he was like, like, don't fucking say that. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I cussed. I'm so sorry. And I'm learning too of like the things to not say and to what's allowed and what's not allowed to say on this, like don't. If you think it's bad, then it probably is.
I've said a lot worse.
My first time live was in 2022 for 5 minutes by myself, and I got banned, right? And then my friend was the host, so she goes, well, less like how we're doing boxes. She goes, well, you're less likely to get that happening to you if we're together. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, cool. So we would chat in the box for a little while, to go live. But I never really had the courage because, I mean, that's another thing. I was like, it takes a lot of courage to get up there. I mean, does he not have a conscience at all? Like, to know what you're doing is wrong and still keep doing it. I mean, the hell. I just don't get it.
Cass, how's your day progressing?
Today's my day off. It's been progressing pretty well. My apartment's pretty warm. It's progressing. I got like half a basket of laundry folded since my daughter went to school, and then I had to take my son to his appointment, and that's why I was offline earlier for a bit, but just enjoying the day off. I mean, they wouldn't know what that's like because it's every day for them.
Exactly. Some days, I have my lazy days.
Yeah, I just want to loaf. I get my house caught up. Talk to you guys some. Find out anything new.
But I think I'm gonna drop.
Yeah, I was thinking about dropping too here in a minute. Yeah, every day is a vacation.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop too. I got a bunch of errands to go run, but it's a great live. Really was.
It really was. And
really
Giselle,
was.
thank you for coming in, and you're more than welcome anytime. I mean, But,
we'll see you guys again soon. I hope everybody has a good day.
okay, and we'll be back on later. He says we're always on. Today it went a lot longer than it usually does, but
What are you talking about, Blank Page? You went and had your goats dehorned? What?
Yep, it was great meeting you, and I sent you a follow request, so you're more than welcome to, follow me back or whatever. And Cass, thank you for hosting the live.
No problem. It was kind of wild today.
It was.
Yeah,
It
It
was
was a
a
good
great.
live, though. It was a really good live.
absolutely. A lot of
Yeah.
It was a good
progress.
live.
Yep. But
It
love you
was a
guys.
good live. All
I'll
right,
talk to you later.
I'm gonna get off here too. Anyway, I'll be on later, or if somebody can,
Yeah. I'll probably go
whatever.
live later. Everybody wash your beehole and brush your
Yeah.
teeth.
Thank you to
Take care.
everybody. It's a team effort. It's just because you're not up here keeping the comments going, liking the live, being understanding. Like, we love you all. It takes a village.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys in the comments just as much as you appreciate us up in the boxes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%. And thank you, Cass, for hosting, and to the new people coming in. Thank you for being here.
Yep. Thank
Yep.
you guys so much.
Everybody have a good day.
You too,
Everybody
guys.
have a great day.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.